expiration, Dire's structures have been fortified. Dire's middle tower is under attack. I feel like a broken
¡Ataque aquí!
Everything Axe desired.
¡Ataque aquí!
top tower is under attack. Well, it means Radiant's top tower has fallen. Water tower is under attack. Has that ever been cause for celebration? Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's structures are fortified. Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Seems to be the day for it.
That's nice.
Oh man, I feel like he's like in my third place.
Who are your 1 and 2?
Yeah.
Minion alone.
10 seconds.
Okay. I actually forgot about Mini. I actually would go J. Murray, Mini. Yeah. I think, and then Black Soul as a third one. Like, he has a lot of potential, but
Wow, no respect on our boy alone.
I
Alone plays
mean,
some solid games.
I remember his Morphling. I
We're not
just
talking about
can't
that
let
guy.
that go. Yeah. So,
All right. Well,
his Ogre, no, they really like it on Universe.
yeah, they love the Ogre, but also the Juggernaut and Enigma first phase bans. Both a little bit atypical here from Omega, but they will go with a very standard opener, Mars Snapfire. No Centaur available, so this is about as good as it gets, I say.
Yeehaw. That's what Snapfire says.
Yes, it is.
It's a good line. It's one of the better, like, hero gets picked. I mean, I feel like this was missing from Dota before she arrived.
I think Snapfire is has truly been a great addition to Dota. Both in terms of mechanics, it kind of blows my mind that the Frog continues to find these unique hero concepts that are so well designed. I think Snapfire has kind of proven the test of time. Would you guys agree? Fun to watch,
yeah.
fun to play, a lot of flexibility.
Not
moments
super
where she
broken.
was
It
moments
feels
where
like
she
one of
was,
those
but now
heroes that
she's
could
good.
be like 6 years old, right? Because a lot of the new heroes, they were like super flashy with like weird mechanics. And Snapfire looks like a kind of timeless hero, and I really like that about her.
And lore-wise, like maybe not lore, but like aesthetic-wise, at least, I like that we're diversifying the characters. We're getting out of the archetype of female animes that are, overly tall and kind of Barbie doll shaped. I like that we
wait
got a
for
little
the
grandma
persona.
in here.
The persona's gonna be smoking hot, roaring 20s grandma. Fresh out of the
that's okay.
depression, you know?
Now, what I
The
actually
war
want
is
to
over.
see is
Letting her hair
smoking
down.
hot Mortimer. All right, Mortimer is the hot one.
Yeah, well, and I like Mortimer. He's adorable. I love the tongue hanging out. I love that he's cross-eyed. There's a lot. He's got the pigeon toes as well. There's a lot of really great and a derpy nuances to Mortimer that makes him just a timeless, lovable character in the Dota universe.
True. I mean, every time I see inverse drafting, it's so weird. Like, they ban the Centaur, or like usually if you do that, I would pick the Mars, but then they give Mars away. And like you pick Ogre, it really feels like they play on a different plane. But I'm curious to see what happens, because I've seen really wonky drafts from them that worked. It's just completely different from what we're used to.
I mean, they won their last series just first picking Ogre, so.
Yep, I know.
I don't know.
And this gyrocopter, I have clear memories of Parker playing this hero. It didn't really work out that well, but I think it's a good hero versus Mars because you can play from afar, less likely to get speared in the lane.
And they have flexed it to the 5 as well before, so
Yes.
I mean, it's unlikely. Well, actually, it is likely with the ogre for these guys because we're assuming it's the 3 ogre again, but.
Oh, true. Oh, that was actually really dope.
Yeah.
That game was amazing.
Did he play it both games or just only one, right?
I think only one.
Yeah, and then he played DP the second game, I think. But it was legit strong. It was like Wyvern Timber that kind of messed up real hard.
Yep.
Okay.
I think underrated. I think if I had said 3 ogre doing that build a week before that, you guys would have laughed me out of the room.
Yes,
And then we
I would have.
Yes.
And I think I still
see?
would have been right.
And look at that. And, dude, they're going to do it again just to prove you wrong. They're going to beat Omega with it just to prove my 50-50 prediction correct here, Trent. I can feel it. I'm on the pulse today, man. This gyro is just the beat. I don't like gyro very much, so I'm already starting to feel a little shaky, but we'll see.
I see. I just hope that, for Theban's heart's sake, RZNT is a little bit more conscious with his Midas usage, because I remember Theban getting very upset about the way he was using Midas on those large camps, Could have,
Oh, he wasn't like going for the waves or whatever?
Yes, yeah. He could have tripled Midas. But,
Yeah, that's not okay. You got to go for the big ones.
Oh, yeah. All right, so Oracle here?
Yeah, I'm still not in on the 5 snap as much as other teams, so it'll just be the other save.
Classic stuff here. Omega following the meta.
Although
Hard to argue with any of this.
This is, super meta from them.
I like Abba versus Ogre also. All right, cleanse the ignite.
Yep.
all right,
So they pretty
Smash Brothers.
I guess Jared could still be support just because of that ogre, so that's nice.
yeah. I think there was just a question, like every 4 was available. Last time it was the Lion they used, but it's not really a great Lion game. They could have went for the Nyx Assassin or the Earth Spirit, so I think it's kind of interesting they went for the Tusk. I guess just
I like this though, because if it's ogre 3, you have Bloodlust tag team. That's actually pretty solid.
It's happening, Trent. It's happening.
10 seconds.
Is there a better ranged hero to go with it though? To go with the Tusk instead?
5 seconds remaining.
Like at this point, do you want Gyro 1? That should be your main question, right? You see Mars, Invoker, and probably a 4 snap.
I mean, it's okay, I guess. You just go where you BKB on Gyro anyways, but
Admiral Kunkka.
oh. I mean,
their mid first good matchup versus the Kunkka.
This is not meta, but I think this is legit.
I think the Kunkka's kind of meta. He just gets banned a lot.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's
a second phase ban very regularly. I don't have the numbers, but I have the memories.
We've also seen it banned by teams facing Inverse before, so I'm just going to assume they've got a good Kunkka.
okay.
This is a
like a
really
very
beefy
common
front
ban.
line, though. Ogre, Tusk, Kunkka can kind of just run at people, and it's not like Omega are squishy, but they're going to be able to be pretty brave in the mid game as well as the laning phase.
And Invoker is pretty squishy. I think that he's a hero that matters a lot. So
Yes, true.
it's already a really good matchup for the Kunkka mid.
That was a very good Void ban. You do not want Chrono with these heroes. That would be terrifying.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe ban Troll. He's been one of our go-to just like safety carries. He's kind of replaced at the beginning of the season. I was saying Terrorblade fit this role, and now I kind of feel like it's turned into Troll. So like, I don't know, nothing looks amazing. Yeah, Troll, he's stable.
He's solid. He goes rush. He takes buildings. Now I'm just wondering if Omega thinks Axe is really strong, or if they don't know about this ogre, if they didn't watch that series. What are the chances here?
I would guess they know. They're just like, they have, although they have an AB of 5, so why are you banning Axe?
Exactly.
I guess kind of goes both ways. It's still like kind of annoying, just because you can shield off the hunger. He can still just like run at you as Axe, and with a Tusk, you'll still just die. So.
True. So Omega, they need a carry. They're gonna have last pick. I mean, they're in a good position here. I don't think there's that many carries banned. They can probably go, I guess, Life Stealer looks pretty good versus Kunkka and Gyro.
I tell ya, I would actually, if I was on Inverse, I would want a Nyx Assassin. If they really want to make this Ogre the 3, they could probably play the Tusk or the Nyx as 5, and I actually think it works with their lineup because they have the damage reduction from the Kunkka, and the Carapace is crazy good this game.
Yep, it really is. I wonder if Omega's gonna ban it. It definitely makes sense.
That Juicer, just some biggins. I mean, they can't counter it.
You got the alacrity, you got some shields. I could see that being scary.
This makes you think that the Gyro's probably a 1 and the Ogre's probably a 5 though.
Yeah. They take the Tide Hunter.
Offlaner, Solar Crest Builder, Auras, helps take Roche, that sort of style probably. Underlord.
You don't know
an Underlord. S hero.
I think you want a range hero. Is Vino decent here?
Yeah, Veno's fine.
I really want them to 5 the Gyro and pick a carry.
Yeah, I also want the same thing.
I want them to just pick Troll right now and just lean it with the Gyro.
It's looking.
I like this actually. I think it's really good because of you have range on the Mars.
Versus Mars, right?
Okay, they go Sand King, so it looks like this will be their offlaner, and it is indeed the 1 Gyro. All right. Trent gets it.
PL
Conventional.
is open, so that's probably why they went Sand King.
This is so vanilla.
Yes, it is.
I like the heroes, though. I do individually like everyone except Gyro on the side of Inverse.
They have a lot of time left, though.
So
What about Alacrity Bristle? I actually think Bristle's insane this game. They don't do anything to Bristle.
Kunkka is a potential Shadow Blade buyer, but
is Omega the team that played Carry Bristle already?
I don't know. Do they?
I don't. Maybe once. Doesn't really scream Mingate.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I don't see it now.
I think they just need a Sanjin Yasha here on the side of Omega Gaming. Like, Tro is fine versus Sand King.
Troll's probably the best one left. Everyone else is banned.
Yeah. I actually prefer Lifestealer, but Tro is fine. Like, you just farm, get the BKB. Oh,
yeah.
Okay, GG.
There you go. I've been seeing Sunsfan win a lot on Lifestealer, so it's giving me a lot of confidence in the hero.
Dude, don't be fooled.
No, like seriously, like he just walks at them and clicks them, and I'm just like, man, this is just working. Like, they're just dying. And they can't kill him, and he heals. Well, it's just like you just see the matchups, and then you're just like, God, he just heals for so much. It just takes like that one mistake from the enemy, and they're walking away without their spells, and Lifestealer just eats them.
What about PA?
Yeah, I was gonna say PA.
Is PA like nuts here? I know we don't love her, but yeah, Invoker Abba, it enables.
I'm just saying, Bristle is really busted here. All right.
I agree. No, I just don't think they're gonna pick it. I actually think it's good.
How about the counter spell? Can we go Anti-Mage? Can we go Hype? Hype Dodo?
All right, this is boring. Boring but stable.
When they first banned the Faceless Void, my first thought was just like, they're just literally gonna pick Raid King to just get a stun on all this stuff. Because like, it's either that or Sven, right? And they're not gonna pick Sven. But Raid King's so boring. But the stun sets up for everything.
Yeah. I mean, I think these are 2 boring drafts. Omega is the better team. I think they're gonna take this game 1.
Look at us flaming these boring drafts.
It is very boring, but it's J-Mar Evoker. He's gonna press Sunstrike, and they're gonna get kills. And I don't think Inverse, like, besides Tusk, there's no saves.
Bowie, I think we're going 3 games. I don't know whether it's game 1 or game 2 that Inverse is gonna drop, but I'm a full-on believer today. All right, the Parker Gyro, the Megi Kunkka, let's go. All right, they're flexing this Ogre. Who's that other team? Flexing the Viper. All right, these guys are the Ogre flexers. I like it. I'm gonna ride or die with Inverse today. I'm going against the King.
Nah, I'm going all King here. I think their lines are just really good, man. Inverse, if this was 741, you know, this could have been a really good draft. It's not a bad draft in our patch. I don't think it's better than Omega's.
All right, but if Omega botch initiations and they get the boat off, these guys are all insanely tanky, and they have a lot of like low cooldown spells. So I have some faith in Inverse. Personally, I would favor Omega, but they have a path to the victory.
I feel you. So you think Omega is the clearly better team, Trent? You expect them to just take this series by virtue of Just a little bit of a skill
yes.
mismatch.
But that has not proved to be the way to watch lower division SA, so who knows?
Exactly.
I know we have to throw it to the casters, but can we actually just talk about how this Kanka is literally Slaughter wearing a hat, and it really upsets me? I can't.
What, you mean the cosmetic set? You're not a fan?
Yeah, but it's Slaughter. It is literally Slaughter.
It's what is his name? Something
Davy
Jones? Yeah,
The
that's the one.
Kraken?
Yes.
From Pirates?
I don't know.
Well, we'll toss it, and then we'll let production zoom in here on Davy Jones Light. He's a mixture of the Kraken and all sorts of other figures. Gary, Theban, welcome back, gents. Game number 1 of the day. Are we fresh and are we ready? The Ogre Flex. Am I overhyping this, or what's happening here? Theban, I need some help.
Well, Ogre. Oh, yeah, it is. I mean, I think Ogre Flex is a great hero. Why not? We've seen it already being played as the off lane, and it did so much work. We saw that Arcane Boots hood into Midas. Then we had the Midas tracker going, which was awesome. And then he bought like Guardian Greaves, and it was a bonkers hero. So I love it. I'm not so sure how I feel about it against Abaddon though, because that hero just kind of removes Ignite and the stun, and it's just really annoying in general to play Ogre into that.
Then you really are a Bloodlust bot. That is literally your only purpose, is to serve Bloodlust to your Gyro in this case anyway.
Yeah, but we won't be seeing it, right? In this game, the Ogre buddy, it's gonna be position 5.
Yeah, local butler. Well, they find XC, force the cookie to the high ground, gets away from there. Homing Missile is gonna chase. It looks like they want to catch him. Lissak's forced to God's Rebuke. And what's the next move though? Like, do you want to level up Torrent as Kunkka? Not really. you can't catch this snap.
That feels bad, man. You level up Torrent, you're pretty much signing away your game.
Exactly.
Is this on?
Right there, okay? It's like a deal with the devil. First blood for level 1 Torrent. No, thank you.
It's definitely Miggy in team comms saying, "I'm not doing it, guys. No.
You know what I do?
Torrent.
I'll tell you right now, okay? If you see me go into a game and level 1, okay, wait, hold on. Wait for this bounty room play, and I'll tell you.
Flax might be in trouble. Surrounded by 3 heroes. Red Fire blast down the cookie, overlapping a little bit there, but the backstab from the Thugger means they will take down the tusk, but they got the bounty runes. So 3 for 1, because Arzant came in and took that bottom one.
Yeah, he kind of just ran up in there. I think he even knew they were probably all sitting there. He's like, I don't care. I'm going for this bounty. They still got 3 for themselves, which is kind of nice, but losing a Tusk kind of offsets that. So yeah, even in my team, like playing in the DPC, if anybody goes like, oh, can we get first blood with this? But you know what I'd be like? I'm like, nope. And then I skill instantly right then and there the skill that I need for the lane. And I'm like, I'm not throwing this game. And then I skill it. Yeah. That's me.
Yeah. Lane spells way more important. There's action on both side lanes. Lissax, it looks like, yeah, the Mars in a lot of trouble as that Gyro Ogre just chase him down. Equally, bottom lane, they start off with this, Burst Strike tag team, get on top of that Abaddon very quickly. And they do trade out a ton of regen early on, so we're starting out with a bloodbath already.
It's so scary. It's so scary to play in this lane if you don't, like, be careful with where the Ogre is coming from. He's just gonna keep running from the back, get the double add on you, and if you go on him with your Snapfire, it's not gonna do too much. And why does it? What? Yeah, not that much mana though on the Gyrocopter. Why do you think they're losing this lane so hard level 1 like this? Like normally we would see Mars and Snapfire do okay, right?
Just got level 2 quicker.
Nope. It's the little Shredder. He doesn't have it. He's got the Fire Snap Cookie level 1, so they don't really have any pressure put onto Inverse. So that level 1 first blood technically got the Mars killed.
Yeah. I mean, how are they not level 2 on its Ogre yet? I guess he's very close. So I would have expected with a kill especially.
He just moved out of the lane. You know, he's in the right place where he just like gives the Gyrocopter all the XP he can. He's only coming in for the kills, and he's like blocking the big camp and stuff. And you normally miss out on a lot of creep XP when you're doing this stuff.
He's gonna feel the pain on that little Shredder now, with a Blightstone as well.
Yeah.
Slaw has to back up. Yeah, it's been a rough time for Lissax. Still getting some decent CS, but it's not easy. It's not comfortable. How's that mid lane going? The one we haven't looked into, as there's lots of aggression in the side lane. It feels like so far pretty even between the two mids.
Yeah, I think this lane should favor Kunkka for the most part, because he's got a little bit more damage, and then later on he's going to be able to X-mark the Invoker if he ever uses a Tornado. But Jamari, you know, he is a top 20 ranked player in NA. Oh, second
King. Yeah. Got all caught up. Oh, last 1-1-1 build from Mingate with a big old crit. And look at the build of that, and something you've been calling for that build the past couple of days.
Exactly.
Finally get to see it.
And now you can finally see a Baron actually win a lane, Gary.
That's amazing.
I don't think we've actually seen a Baron in any lanes, and this is like probably the first time they've got a kill, and that's because he's got Orb Venom and it's got the curse. He is against 2 melee heroes, so it's a little bit better as well, and it's doing a lot of work right now. So it's gonna be able to just pull. Wraith King gets solo XP in the lane now and farm. He's pretty much free farming at this point. Great lane for a mega bottom.
Yeah, Tusk, you know, trying to contest as a Baron, but it's a level 3 Thugger already. 2 points in that shield. Yeah, Mingate is going to bring that wave back closer to his tower. 17-2, but Gyro equally having a good farming time top. They're not able to get any more kills onto the Snap and Mars though. You see Lissex and ZXC both level 3, and they offer a lot of damage and that jump that could catch the Gyro off guard.
Yeah,
I guess you can just ignore the Ogre in this lane, don't you?
You will probably hit him a few times though, because he's the only one that's actually close enough. If the Snapfire were to go in onto Jarkopter with the low shred, then Slaw might just come from the back, pop the Ignite, and just run on top of you. So still gonna have to go on the Ogre. And Ogre is actually surprisingly squishy against low shredder. He loses all of his armor, so you do have the potential to be able to kill him too.
We'll contest this pull to start off. It looks like they've TP'd the Tusk into mid though, and that snowball towards Jamari. Good tornado to get Ghost Walk off, and he's limited on mana, and the TP from Baden's not going to save him. Flax and Miggy pair up, and that's a pretty big wave that they're going to deny the majority. Also, while Sand King forced the TP away from the bottom lane, leaving a couple of skeletons stranded AFK in the jungle.
I'm very surprised that Thugger didn't TP right away. Oh yeah, I see those skelly boys. Ooh.
They're
free
now.
Yeah, they're free.
Freedom! I wonder why they do that. I saw one the other day get stuck outside the Roche pit. Sometimes they just kind of get lost.
Lost in the woods. Right.
Yeah, a little bit lost. Well, maybe they're like ants, you know, they kind of track things with pheromones and scent. They lose the trail as top lane spear onto the Ogre to send him back away from the Mars, but that rocket barrage, Parker brings Lissex low, but they've all got pretty hefty sticks with tons of charges, so they turn on the Snapfire, who doesn't. Fairy Fire at the ready, a salve as well, but no Cookie to jump away. A good spear catches the Gyro. Slaw ignites NXC, but that little shredder turn around with a God's Rebuke. Finally bringing down the Ogre, but Lissex, he's gone too far forward to try and get that kill. The tree block. He used a little tree drop to try and remove the vision. But it's a double kill for the Gyro with that homing missile. While down bottom in the Sandstorm, the Sand King snowballed in on the Thugger, so they get the kill while the Mingate Wraith King will be able to claim the life of the SK. Just about gets mana for Reincarnation too. So Flax can't get the Pos 1 kill.
Both carries are doing extremely well now. I mean, Jarkopter got the double kill there, got plenty of XP for that, Wraith King as well.
Kunkka.
It's a reincarnation though.
It does catch him. And they kill him once. That Tidebringer, and then think about the boat now. Nah, just leave him be.
Alright, this is them, how do you call it? Seasoning the Wraith King, right? Let him simmer now, and then you come back for him in a bit. Got 3 minutes.
Kind of in his head, he's stewing in his own thoughts, like, oh, I don't have reincarnation anymore. I'm going to be careful and passive as the Mars. He's not got his Snapfire buddy anymore. Raindrops and stick charges, but that's not going to help you through the stuns of Slaw.
Yeah, we see Zika just TP bottom because of that play that Kunkka just made, so forcing some kind of rotation from Omega. That's really nice from Miggy here on top of getting that reincarnation already, and that just makes Mars feel really sad. He's level 5 only, he can't really make any rotations with Arena or anything like that.
Yeah, it's super sad. Oh, great strike.
Yeah,
gets away from the Cookie.
so and Psyche has a Vanguard. What? I mean, this is something.
7.5 minute Vanguard, yeah.
I've been theory crafting, like, if you play offlane, you should probably buy Vanguard on every hero. Like, that's my theory. And if Arzen's doing it, let's see how it goes with this Vanguard. Because it's so cheap and it provides so much. It's incredibly good.
Yeah, what was Bowie saying? I remember him having this exact conversation on the panel as well, and I think he was talking about Zai Pudge, where Zai is just playing every hero offlane and buying Vanguard, like you're saying.
Oh, okay.
And really pushing the the limits of the item.
Yeah.
To the full extent.
Yeah, maybe it's like the new, it's the new Necro book.
Yeah.
For offlaners. Don't know what to buy? Buy Vanguard. Yeah.
All right, lets you jungle, lets you play aggressive under tower, does so many good things.
I'll buy Vanguard on my position for Dragon Knight.
Oh yeah?
That's next. Yeah.
That's the build.
That's the build.
We're still waiting for this Jamari Invoker to really crack this map open, make a play. You know, he's been in that mid lane for a while, hasn't really rotated or TP'd, and he does move top, but then sees the Kunkka Sand bottom, so TP with a Tornado EMP. Catches the both of them, and now Sand King is going to have to pop his stick to try and burrow strike away from here. They torrent the Wraith King, and remember, there's no reincarnation on Mingate, so this boat going to crash onto him, surrounded with 3 heroes. Nice miscoil, the shield's keeping him alive, but the burrow strike back in. They turn with a little shredder, but Wraith King's dead. Jamari's still struggling to find a single hero that they can kill, and they abandon. Stranded. Onto T. He is under a sentry, but he's got another burrow in a second. He wants to get out of there. He's gonna drop. Finally, 1 kill from Mega, but they're gonna lose so much in the trade-off. The snowball, it is counteracted by a great tornado. Now Flax and Miggy under this tower. Another X mark onto Jamari. He's got that quads going, healing up. Slaw rotates in now. The Ogre Magi's arrived. Jamari with a double kill though. Gets Miggy and loses his life. They're still gonna go for this. Another TP back in. Mengate's respawned. He wants Flax. Looks like the Tusk is too speedy with his tranquil boots. A little cookie, a little shredder play onto the Ogre. Slaw has another fire blast and a few one charges. And that bottom lane battling it out.
He's just gonna push that out. And meanwhile, on the other side, Jarkopter did kill the Mars once again, so he's 0-4-1. I just wanted to comment on that last team fight. When the boat comes out, you can see the Invoker, he can't even do any damage because of the ghost ship buff. But once it starts to run out and all that damage is starting to sink in inverse, they just have to back off. I think they made a little too greedy of a play, sticking around trying to go for the Invoker as well. Like, it's not that important of a kill at this stage in the game, and you can see he's struggling to find impact at the moment.
Oh, Miggy, a fraction of a second away from getting that solo kill on the Snapfire, but Thugger was there with the saves and the heals.
Yeah,
great TP in with an Arcane Rune too.
Thugger is gonna need a little bit of XP. He's gonna ask for this mid lane. Just chill here. I believe Snapfire has taken the tome for some to get her level 6. Who can she play with? The Mars is 7.5 now though with the arena. So maybe you want to TP up there, pressure the tower a little bit, then smoke the Mars towards middle. Perhaps get a kill on like a Kunkka before he can get his ghost ship, or while his ghost ship is on cooldown.
That Mars, not going into a hood or anything like that, not even a bracer, just Soul Ring fade into Blink Dagger. I was thinking he looks a little bit poor, but he does have lots of little items there that should help him sustain, like the raindrops, especially as mid lane. The kisses on top of that tornado EMP. Great setup play, Jamari onto the Kunkka. TP in from Sankey's not going to help. They've got a Walrus Punch on the Snapfire, but Cookie over the shards. Ah, nice snowball. Will be able to track back onto her. Nothing there the Abaddon or the Invoker can do. Save the Snapfire. Well, down bottom, Gyro has rotated into the Wraith's lane with a catapult wave. They want to defend this and go onto that Gyro. Stun him up to start off. Mars TPing. He'll have Arena ready. Reincarnation, it is there. As this Wraith King just walks straight on forward. Tornado misses though, and the Tusk Ogre both here to bodyguard this Gyro. It looks like a step too far. They'll just go for the Ogre instead. Slaw focused. Abaddon trying to zone back the Tusk, but here's the Kunkka with next mark. A little boat play onto that Wraith King. First life gonna drop. Gyro, he's got another rocket barrage, and they've actually isolated Mingate here. The Abaddon stunned up, so he can't get any shields off. He's dead. Buggered down. And a snowball forward. Aggressive from Flax. 4 heroes strong. Wanted to dive this tier 1, but Wraith King and that Lissex Mars, they both retreated into the trees. The TP home. Wraith King's out of there. Snapfire's now TP'd in. Just non-stop brawling in this bottom lane. The X-Mark chains another catch onto this Snap, trying to cookie away. There wasn't a torrent. It's still on cooldown. They've got the right clicks with the tag team and that final shot to block her in.
They really wanted Parker so badly there, just TPing in the Wraith King, the Invoker. They missed the tornado, they kept chasing, and that was the big turnaround for Inverse. Just be able to X-Mark. I mean, the Kunkka bolt was back up when he revived. They just go on king. I mean, he's died with his reincarnation again, so they're gonna have to be a little bit more careful with where he can farm on the map. And he's rushing this Radiance. He's got Relic 3,000. He's got 3,500 gold, 300 more to Relic, and this is the opening for Inverse to just full on go out.
Yeah, I mean, Jamari, this Thugger Abandon is just causing massive issues for Inverse. They're trying to focus that one hero, and that one hero is just being saved over and over again by the Abaddon.
Yeah, you can't be killing the hero that's like sitting right in front of a tier 1 tower, because the Abaddon can just TP in, shield someone up, and your fight's just over, right? Inverse, they need to smoke, and they need to make like the huge wraparound into the triangle area, get a kill there, make Omega just like move out of the tower ranges, and then die, and then you go back for the mid tower.
And it's Relic time, like you said. He was very close
Parker's
to it.
got Ags.
Has it delivered? Oh, Ags Gyro. Oh, he's got a little possessed mask as well.
Both these carries are very farmed. I mean, Parker a little bit more, but I would say once the Radiance hits, that's probably a bigger timing than the Aghanims is.
And this Jamari.
Yeah, they break out the small.
They see the Gyro. That's the target they want to go for. And inside the arena, there is no escape, no save. Good two-man boat with that tornado flying across. They try to disengage, but a cookie onto the Ogre doesn't quite land. Ice Wall will slow his retreat, and Jamari on a killing spree. Inverse still wanting to turn this into an extended fight, though. The spear catching illusion, just snowballing, wanting to get onto that Snapfire, but the Deafening Blast pushes them back, disarms, and flags in trouble. The great three-man torrent short, and the epicenter blinking comes sinking. There's the counter injection they were waiting for. Arzin with a double kill, and Jamari, no reveal means he'll slip away and escape. Things could have been so much more worse there for Omega. The snap. And you go.
All right, well, that looks like it was a pretty decent fight for Inverse, considering the Gyrocopter did die at the start. And if it wasn't for the Sanking Blink Dagger Epicenter, I'm pretty sure Omega were going to get away with that big time by killing off the Kunkka as well. Vessel doing so much damage against these strength heroes. He got the blink just in the nick of time, right?
Dire's middle tower is under
It really was just on time and came into that mid-tier 2 area.
Wants to go back out and fight again.
That was like a 45 though, you know, really. I mean, Garte has just been farming top lane triangle, and Radiance is done, basically. So that timing hit real hard by Omega. While Gyro still needs the BKB to feel particularly strong in these team fights. This Sank's gonna get on here. Smoke into Burrow Strike. This is what I love about these drafts, honestly. The stuns. You know, the panel saying they're a bit boring, a bit, you know, a bit old. Oh no, they've got tons of stuns. They've got loads of magical nuke damage. They go into these fights, they blow people up. It's beautiful to watch. And they're going to come and defend their tier 1 now. As they raid that Wraith King.
25 though. Not quite yet.
This is Cold Snap. Gyro. They're closing in on him. Parker, snowballs saved. Take 2 5 at a time for the rest of the Dire to come back in, but a deafening blast on the 4 heroes. The call down from Gyro. It's trying to turn this fight around onto the Wraith King, but they're also tanky with their heals and sustain. They don't even get the Snapfire in the back. Zenith still perfectly fine. Yeah, that did. That's why I was hiding in the trees, waiting for his moment to strike. Tornado onto the Wraith King. They've lost Slaw already, focusing the Invoker with a Walrus Punch, but he's a tanky Invoker with Ogre Axe plus that Vessel, so the Tornado to disengage again in that arena. Right on time to find the Sand King, and this game is slipping away for Inverse. Omega grabbed it by the scruff of the neck, and they want this objective in the mid spot, winning a drastic team fight for themselves. They're going to force that Kunkka back away as well.
That's a huge problem for Omega. First, just having the Gyrocopter getting caught out. That Vessel plus Cold Snap and then the Kisses on top just pretty much destroys him at this stage in the game. He needs a BKB so badly. You know, some kind of dispel. Even a bottled illusion rune would actually save Parker. That's all he needs. He needs one dispel. He doesn't have any real saves apart from the snowball of his team. So when the snowball did come out though, like they're already surrounding Parker. He's already less than half health and he couldn't really stay in there anymore. That being said, I don't think Omega are really out of the woods yet. They need to continue on with this pressure. They need Invoker to find his next item. King to maybe finish up his Blink Dagger and Assange. And keep on killing Gyrocopter, because once that BKB comes out, it's going to be really scary. Jamari. All by himself.
Yeah, that's what they've got to keep on doing. Find these individual pickoffs when Omega do spread out across the map. It feels like when Omega are together as 5, you know, pressing an objective, it is very difficult to match them right now.
Oh, Blacks, no!
No, I was watching that and assuming it was fine, but the shots actually work against him.
Fish are in front. Okay, we have a conversation in our chat, you know, about the Ogre Magi's build. Gary, okay?
For the max ignite?
Bowie asked, why does the Ogre max ignite against Abba? And Trent says he hates this build so much. Okay, so I think the theory behind the max ignite, I've watched a lot of Ogre players, and max ignite is surprisingly the only real way to have an Ogre scale in a game. Because the ignite, when it procs as well, and it goes on to like creep waves, it actually kills the creep waves, so you can get extra gold. Now, as someone who's not playing the Ogre, okay, I understand that's it, right? I get it, and he's not like utilizing it, okay? But most of the time, guys, that's how it works, okay? Because if you like when you're not playing Ogre, you want your Ogre to be maxi stun because you want that extra damage on your stun and on the procs and multicast and whatever. But with just one level of Fire Blast, you still get the same amount of procs. You still get the same amount of stun duration. You just don't have that extra damage in the early game.
Yeah, isn't it more DPS from Ignite as well, anyway? Like if you catch 2 heroes with that 8-second duration.
Oh yeah, definitely. But he's asking like, why is it good? Why do you go this build against the Batten, right? Because you can just remove the Ignite.
Well, can't Abaddon just remove the Fire Blast? Like, doesn't the same argument apply?
Well, he's removing the Fire Blast. He's not removing the damage though, because the damage comes instantly.
Okay.
Where Ignite is like you remove the damage and the effect of the spell.
But then Ignite goes onto multiple people. You can only remove it from one of them.
That's true. Very true.
We're having an argument with someone who isn't here, and it feels really weird. I don't know. I see the value in it. Look, that's Miggy. They lost the Ogre in that jungle. Now that Kunkka, he's got BKB, but he's never had a chance to use it. Immediately speared up and killed. Now the Gyro doesn't have BKB here, I believe. It's come on the courage over the BKB in the epicenter from Sand King. The turnaround they've been waiting for. Gyro stands his ground and hits into them. Mars down. Mingate reincarnates. He wants the Gyro. Red Fire Blast. The Radiant Burn. He should be able to finish off Parker. All the backup. The Sand King doesn't save him. Gyro down. The boat does crash onto that Mangate Radiant King, but he's got so much hits and crits with a life steal. Stays alive for a second longer. But Miggy, with his BKB, brought back to return to battle. And they've got the turret on the Invoker. 4 heroes down. They lose their Gyro and the Ogre, but all worth it for that buyback as Miggy comes in and saves the fight.
Well, I mean, I guess Miggy did buy back, but it was still good just the sheer amount of XP and gold Inverse were able to get off this fight. Zika's also dead. That's a full wipe here. And you, like, we talked about it earlier, the power of this buyback, this BKB of the Gyrocopter is going to be so good. So they get the Kunkka kill, and they're chasing Gyro. Gyro's BKB comes on the courier. Look at this right there. You can see it flying in. Too bad he lost half his health. And the epicenter comes out, and Kunkka's like, oh, hold on, guys. This looks like a good fight. Let me actually buy back now. And he TPs in onto the shrine, but the Gyrocopter, you know, they still find that cold snap and the vessel onto him. And ends up killing him off, but also putting the Invoker a little bit out of position so that they can just turn around and bring him down too. Maybe Inverse, once they're alive, I would like to see like an instant smoke and try to get his rating, because that was just a level 2 reincarnation. But their window is very tight. They had to spend some time pushing lanes out, I suppose. But if they were thinking about that earlier, like before the Gyrocopter revived, and then they smoked as soon as Jar was alive, they could have got away with another kill on Wraith King.
And maybe picking him off and then, you know, looking towards the tier 1 mid lane would have been a good little push too. And this BKB timing, you know, has been something Inverse were desperately scrambling towards. Now they've hit it, looking pretty good in these fights. Invoker does pick up his own one though. Jamari, Brown Boots, Vessel, Black King Bar. Very sort of focused item build. Not going Midas for travels or anything. Ghost walk up towards top. He spots out Slaw's Ogre, forces a TP onto the outpost. Tusk and that Kunkka both coming in, and a Yule Scepter from Arzen actually going to catch the Invoker. Unfortunately, doesn't seem synchronized with his team with that torrent play, so Jamari is able to BKB, Deafening Blast and Ice Wall. Where's the rest of the Radiant? That's the big question. The kisses finally coming. Wraith King's TPing top lane, but the fight breaks down and nobody really wants to continue.
Yeah,
I mean, huge for them.
You can't really chase the Invoker too hard either, especially with that BKB being activated. And then you're gonna have the Abaddon who can follow up. You know, going into the high and into the darkness is very scary.
And Wraith King Skellies are still down bottom. Let's see if they can actually push that bot wave. Try a bit of map space for them as Wraith King himself is sat in that mid lane.
It looks like they're ready to actually go for the mid tower too on Inverse side. And look at Parker's build. He's going for the Satanic next. I love this. I think this is exactly what he should do because everyone on Omega just keeps focusing him. But at some point in this game, I feel like they're going to run out of damage. So the Satanic on Parker, even while he's stunned up, he's going to be able to lifesteal thanks to that side gunner. And that's what he's got to do. Be this guy who can sustain himself because he doesn't have any saves on his allies. That being said, I would love to also see a Yules coming out from Inverse side because that would really destroy Omega's like kill potential in fights.
Yeah, they've got one on the Sand King. Maybe another one could be good as well.
Sorry, not Yules. Did I say Yules? Why did I say Yules?
Yeah.
Lotus Orb. That's what I want to say.
Oh, that'd be good.
Lotus Orb.
Yeah, yes. Dispel going.
Exactly. Dispel for your carry.
Like if the Gyro, you know, BKB's early and wants a Satanic afterwards, Jamari could hold on to that Spirit Vessel charge. And yeah, obviously Lotus Orb would be great. Forward and flanks. Gets caught up in a chain stun from the Radiant and burnt all his mana, so no Snowball with a great arena catching Mickey. Gets speared up, forced to BKB at half health. Inverse trying to retreat from this one. Yeah, they do not want to get bogged down in that one.
Not only do you not have your Tusk alive here, you also don't have vision. Oh, Miggy.
Oh, the Kunkka with no BKB. Jamari, Ice Wall. They burn strike the Invoker. Kisses are coming.
Oh boy,
very long range. It's not going to catch the Kunkka. Jamari, he's got a ditch. Wraith King under this tier 3 tower. He's focusing Miggy the Kunkka. That's going to be a long death as he brought back previously. Now 90 seconds on the sidelines while Reincarnation is popped. They tried to go on that Wraith King again, with that Juggernaut BKB, but Mingate has one himself. She'll turn, stun, Slaw, about to die to that God's Rebuke of Mars. Invoker returning, wanting to catch. Gyro with no BKB. Could be danger time for Parker, but Blink Burrow back onto Mars. The kill off the Snapfire too, but Parker, he's stuck there. Walrus Punch on Jamari though, gets the Gyro and triple kill. And Wraith King, can he finish this job? For sure, blocked him out. Gyro's back to high ground. Mingate now against the world. Arzen and Flax focusing on the Thugger's Abaddon. Oh my god, the battle of the ages. Mingate, he's desperate for it. He needs more out of this. They expended so much, but the sigil slowing him. The Red Fire Blast, a few hits here on the Flax. The Snowball, it will delay the inevitable death of the Tusk. The Rangers burn should finish him off, but in comes Parker again. Look who's back, but Mingate has reincarnation. They need the Tusk to buy back. Call down the Rocket Barrage, go to work. Mingate with a TP, the Snowballs are going Slaw with a Fire Blast. It's the only that arrives.
The level 1 Fire Blast.
The level 1 Fire Blast saves it.
Saves the game. That's all you need. All you need is that level 1 Fire Blast, and you got the Wraith King. I mean, that looks such a good fight for Inverse the whole time. Even though the Kunkka was getting dove on the high ground, I think Jamari made a huge mistake in making that play happen. It really put his team out of position and exposed to Inverse. I'm surprised they even got away with killing the Kunkka in the end, because that was really close.
It was. And then found Lissex in that Radiant Triangle. Flax turned on with the Arena Spear. It looks like Jamari also got stunned up by a homing missile. He wanted to try and re-enter. He couldn't find that avenue as Inverse they wander into the Roche pit. You know, Wraith King dead for 30 seconds, a nice window for them just to take Aegis.
Yeah, and that last engagement allowed Parker to finish his Satanic as well. So he's got DD Satanic on him right now. They just gotta get this Roshan. Forget about anything else. Get the Aegis.
Roshan's about to die. Yeah, he grabs it up. Aegis on Parker. Now, Adam. Stuck in between 4 dire heroes. Burrow Strike, not Sunstrike, sorry. Jim Murray does get caught by Arzen. Kunka can't follow through with any X-Mark or Torrent. But now it looks like Cookie Strike, yeah. Map control for Inverse.
Yeah, I mean, that was just Omega trying to do something with that Roshan being taken. There was still like 20 seconds left with the Wraith King to respawn there. They had no real chance to take that fight anyway. But they just give up the abandon. They also waste their kisses, and Inverse look like they're completely in the driver's seat now. That was just the first Roshan, so there's no shard or anything like that. But it's good enough for Inverse to be able to just control this map up, get the tier 2 towers, and I do feel like this Gyrocopter is unkillable now.
Oh, he feels that way, you know,
like not because whoa, he just dropped his treads. What is that? Oh, he's trying to drop something. Okay, it's not even because of the Aegis, but just because he has that Satanic now, it doesn't cost any mana, and then had Gunner with it too. Plus, it can dispel the Cold Snap. It can dispel the Spirit Vessel off of him. This is such a beautiful item for Gyrocopter in this game.
I keep forgetting they added that dispel to it. Yeah, that's a good point. Every time he does get caught out, just pop the Satanic.
Yep.
Don't need to waste your BKB charges. Lissac, very deep here. Not entirely sure what he was up to, but Inverse will find him and take him down.
Waves, I guess.
Spends the arena, spears. He can't blink away from this though, can he? Can he? Or he's going to try and TP. He's dead.
Yeah. They need, you know what they need on Omega? They need more stuns. They need like a Abyssal Blade from the Wraith King. They need Hex from the Invoker. They don't have sufficient lockdown. All they really have is like Arena, Spear, Invoker doesn't really provide any solid disables. And then got his caught too. I think he's gonna die.
Twice?
He's got BKB though. He's gonna make some distance here. Oh, the shards. Where's the punch?
TP?
He doesn't have. Wait, no. He doesn't have blink. Right, he went for the.
Miles away.
Yeah. Well, that's really rough because he should have just walked up the high ground there. They do have vision control, and he had the punch ready. I feel like he's probably hitting himself in the head right now for not being there ready to cancel that TP out from the Wraith King.
Yeah, because there's some good shards. Probably could have been a second kill on the Wraith King. Regardless what it's, you know, Reincarnation expended, you're kind of forcing Nagate away from defending this tier 2, which maybe Omega would have wanted to do. So it opens up a completely free objective for you, and you can swing into mid with a massive catapult wave arriving at that secondary target.
He's got a fresh DD though. Looks like he has intentions of just hitting this tier 3 and seeing how Omega reacts. Can we see a tornado to remove this DD? Yep, it's up in 1 second. There we go. Better hit it. He needs to hit that tornado. Okay.
Yeah, chuck the spells at him. Get rid of it.
He made sure he uses Cold Snap first, so the tornado will guarantee land. Because that's how important removing that DD would have been right there. Because if that was still up, I think we would have seen Parker just commit to that tower.
There's no point in the Gyro BKBing for that to get a few more hits in, is there? Like he's down to 6 seconds already.
Yeah, definitely not. Because then you're giving up your whole fight potential to maintain this DD, which won't matter if you just get stunned up.
That's true.
Right?
Well, they can just come back into that mid which they set up for themselves.
It was a very good use of this first Aegis here, I would say, Gary. Like just taking all the tier 2 towers and building up your network a little bit. Omega have been farming very quickly though. They are keeping up, only behind by like 4,000 gold, which at 32 minutes into the game is essentially nothing.
Yeah, I mean, Wraith King's being set up that top lane. They pick him out now, but he's already TP'd away. A couple of couriers there for the Radiant Secret Shop. Well, there's a Wraith King one and a Gyro one. The Gyro is bringing out that Daedalus, which is completed. And they just,
you know,
up this little base camp in the Radiant Triangle.
yeah, just maintain stuff. Your age is about to run out in 10 seconds. Inverse are gonna start having more defensive positions on the map, maybe baiting out the gyrocopter a little bit more.
Must I repeat myself?
Slaw. There is a word here though. Oh, Arson.
So
I mean, he
close.
missed that stun. He missed that stun anyway. Lisex gets away with it.
Slips away from danger, and yeah, now Jimari realizing, hey, I can push this bot wave a little bit more with my forward spirits. I've nearly got my sight of ice that you were looking for. Halfway towards the Void Stone.
Arson is doing so well, actually. Like,
Sorry, I just
We haven't really noted the sanking that much in this game, but
this Vanguard build is doing work, I must say. He hasn't had too many deaths. I've seen so many games with all-play sanking just feeding so much, but I feel like this Vanguard has given him more confidence, more tankability, and Omega haven't really focused him down in these fights because they realize that he is tanky. He's got more HP, more damage reduction. What he needs right now is that armor item. That Lotus Orb would be so sweet to balance his stats.
Because I feel like the past couple of sankings we've seen have kind of gone Tranquil's, Bottle, Blink Dagger, because
Oh,
either
God,
their lane hasn't gone very well, or they feel they need that Blink as soon as possible. Then yeah, like you say, you lose out on the scaling potential, the ability to stay in these team fights.
Tranquil boots sanking, that's the biggest.
Feels bad.
Puke.
It feels real bad.
Gag. It's like, you know, you're just signing away your game. It just sucks so much.
Yeah, it's basically just all inning on that Blink Dagger. The next few initiations for you are incredibly vital. Abaddon getting stunned up with that Blink initiation from Sandking, so Voratine's going to be forced out incredibly early. The kisses into the arena though, that neutrals him down, and a new BKB from Mars. Chasing back Tusk, Gyro's on top of the Snapfire. Trying to get a tornado there as an X mark on the Snap. Will drag her back. The Shard to block the Tusk away from the Wraith King, so ZXC the secondary casualty.
Might find another Hex.
He still has his BKB up on Miggy if he wants to use it. Jimari going to go to walk away. They dust as the Abaddon looks to escape. Some shards there not catching Jimari. But a Snowball will get on top of the Abaddon. Punch and stun, multicast, and get the job done onto Thugger. So 2 supports for your off lane. But a mid lane creep wave that's miles away from Radiant base. Top and bottom both being pushed by Radiant cores as well. So a pretty even fight with no real results out of it.
So we can learn a lot from that engagement though, right? Because the Sanking jumped first and he instantly died, and all they really used, I guess, was the 2 BKBs in the arena, but they were outnumbered Inverse. But then Omega, they couldn't fight anymore, even though they had 5 heroes up and they just BKBs on cooldown. Like, Inverse's fight potential is much better right now, and if the Sanking is not the first one to die, then I can't imagine how Omega need to jump to make it possible for them to come out ahead and like kill multiple heroes. They would probably need to get the Gyrocopter hexed up and bursted during that hex duration. Plus he has to be alone.
Yeah, that's the biggest factor. And it also feels like Omega kind of want very long team fights, you know, multiple cycles of invoker spells, you know, catch a couple of heroes inside that arena with kisses, sure, but they come to Inverse where they kind of just love us the gyro, jump in, burst people down like this, they make the move on to Mingate, and Pete Tornado zones them back. Thugger gonna have to save his Wraith King here. Time already being forced to spear back on the gyro. They get on top of Parker. He still has BKB Satanic, and he can turn around and fight if he wants. And there's the blink in with the epicenter barrage strike. Jimari down inside the Torrent Storm of Kunkka, and Wraith King burst by the gyro. Reincarnation will bring him back to life. Force that BKB TP. Where's the Tusk? He's gone for a wander.
He's on
miles
the other
away
side.
again. He's on the other side, trying to chase down the Snap and the Mars with that blink. Burrow onto Thugger will get them. That bonus kill on Abaddon while Roshan has respawned. But 5 heroes alive. It feels like they can go high ground as Inverse right now.
Yeah, there's nothing that's going to stop this Gyrocopter, especially with the Invoker being dead. His Hex Tornado is what was stalling the Gyrocopter earlier, and now there's nothing to worry about.
Spear. Catching Sand King as he goes out. Doesn't care about the stuns or the stuns anymore. A 3-hero barrage strike, beautifully placed. Now buyback on the Snap.
I don't mean to be alarmist, but Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Bad tidings, I'm afraid. Radiant's courier has been slain. There is certain to be unimaginable retaliation.
From ligaments, makes hands from bone.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified. It would appear Radiant's top tower has fallen. In a blow to the Dire, their bottom tower has fallen. Top tower is under attack.
Can't hear you.
Did I hear a squeak?
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. That Radiant's middle tower has fallen. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Like, not
Another
again.
series.
Seconds remaining.
Yeah, it did.
Seriously.
The cycle's going to continue. The whole
actually never
division's going to be
ends.
one big tiebreak. Just you
The
wait,
most
buddy.
contested Division 2 in the whole world. Can I did I hit it properly? Dude,
I'm
you hit it
ready.
properly, dude.
I want the 8-way tie. Never before in the history of Dota 2. We're going to make history here in Season 2 of DPC Lower Division. OGA Dota Pit. That's
We
how
just
we
actually
roll.
start the league over, and SA's just 6 weeks behind.
There you go. I think that's the only fair solution. That's the only way to do it. All right, folks. We got draft. Let's jump in. Time to go into the jungle.
Dire
Bum,
team
bum,
banned.
bum.
they really value this Enigma ban on against Inverse.
How was your Cinco de Mayo, Bowie? Did you have any great cuisine last night? Is Cinco de Mayo an occasion in Brazil? Is it a big deal?
It is not. I was pretty tired. It was super
10
late.
seconds
GF
remaining.
also was tired, so we just ordered burgers. But it was a good burger, so
5 seconds remaining.
not complaining or anything.
All right. Hype night.
Yep. Did you get some guac? I remember that you were a little sad.
I ate a steak, so no guac, but I did get some meat in me in honor of Cinco de Mayo. I put some extra pepper on it.
All right.
Nice and spicy in honor
Spicing
of
it up.
South America. Because South America is spicy, you see.
Speaking of spice, they snatched the gyrocopter. So they're
10
saying,
seconds
you know,
remaining.
Parker only plays this hero. Let's take it up for ourselves now.
5 seconds
All right,
remaining.
Inverse.
And now
Now,
so they're trying
I'm
to bring
gonna-
out the Parker Morphling. That's what you're
I was just
getting
gonna
at.
say, I think Inverse win this easy as long as they avoid the Morphling. Now that's the one way they can draft themselves a loss.
No,
Let's
but wait a second. If the gyro's on the other side, the Morphling can
Do
become
so.
the gyro.
Exactly. That's why it's
no,
good.
no. Okay, they take the Viper. I want to see a Medusa. That's what I want for Inverse here. I think Omega might be wise to ban it.
Yeah, they did ban Medusa versus gyro in the second phase last time.
Dude, this
so-
is gonna be the 3 Ogre for sure. They're
Yeah, I
gonna
wanna
have 3
see
Ogre and 5 the Viper.
I want to
I'm
see gyro
guaranteeing
being
it.
two shot by the fire blast on the ogre.
This
guarantee
guy's
you.
doing his homework.
Okay, they snatched the Tuskas. Well, I mean, they pretty much want to play whatever Inverse did last time. That's fun.
I'm so confident that that's the plan here. It's almost too obvious.
Dire team banned.
Viper 5,
Clearly,
Ogre
Arzen's
3.
just like, guys, we're up a game. Pick me Ogre.
Okay. I like that. Do you ban the Mars or just ignore it here? Since this is Ogre 3.
I don't know. I'm starting to wonder if Mars is at all overvalued sometimes in these like first pick scenarios.
I think he is actually. I think he like people pick it to counter Mars, but a lot of to counter Centaur, but a lot of times like the hero itself doesn't deliver anything if Centaur is not on the other side. So like because someone picks Mars, then Centaur's not gonna be picked, and then what's the value of Mars? It's a weird interaction.
I would be banning Puck, Death Prophet, and what's my third? Lena. Those would be my 3 bans if I'm Inverse.
I like Puck ban. I like the what was the other one?
DP
Not
and Lena.
Yeah, DP. It's a good ban.
I want to protect my potential Viper mid just in case by getting rid of the Lena. Makes that easy.
Okay.
I feel like the Lena 5 is playable, but they'll just get rid of the Av instead. So never mind. Whatever. See if I care.
Dire team
My
banned.
feelings aren't hurt. Inverse.
Oh, they do ban
Omega
DP on
ban it
the other side.
themselves. Oh my goodness. What are we doing here? I guess they do have first pick out of the face, to be fair.
Yes.
So they could take the Puck, but I don't think Puck looks particularly amazing right now. For them, at least.
10
Yeah.
Much better
seconds
looking for
remaining.
Omega.
How much do you want to bet Inverse are setting up for that
5
Bristleback
seconds
pick now,
remaining.
Trent? That's the Viper for you.
It's definitely got to be on the mind for sure.
Ban it. Like now Omega in this sticky
Bloodlust, too.
position. Exactly. All right, so they ban out the Mars, but now Dusa or Bristle are getting through, and I think both look very good potentially.
I think you ban the Medusa here on the Omega.
It's so classic with the Ogre. I definitely would lean that way also.
10
We still don't really
seconds
know if they
remaining.
want to play Bristle too, which is another potential deterring factor in terms of
5
bans.
seconds remaining.
Like we're sort of just theory crafting around it.
I mean, we've also seen a lot of teams ban that Kunkka because, I mean, he's got a good Kunkka. I would not hate that ban.
But I don't feel like the Kunkka adds that much if you're not against Invoker. I think it's one of those like classic matchups that it's like really Kunkka favored.
Well, if they play 3 Kunkka though, then it's got some stuff, some sauce. Because then they have the 10th pick, you know. See, Bowie?
But I want to
The
see that
losing
Ogre
team's
offlane.
doing what I said, so I must be a genius.
Okay.
Yes, applaud me. Oh, you guys probably can't hear that. They're using the applaud chat line.
All right, so I'm looking for Bristleback here. Only Bristleback bans on the side of Inverse, so I don't think that is very likely. But the Medusa is now open, so if they want to grab it, now's the time. I guess
right.
Omega could also get it just because they could flex Gyro as a 5, but we'll see.
Yeah, that's true. I wouldn't be too worried about it. I feel like Dusa would not fare that well versus their early. Oh yeah, they're Dusaing. It's coming. Ban the Invoker. Dusa coming. It's got to be on the. I mean, Bristle too goes by the same logic because the EMP is just very good versus both of them.
Yes.
But first off, I would probably pick a 4 since that's not covered here, and I'm not worried about it being stolen.
Nyx was ignored the whole game. Let's go Nyx.
Nyx or probably Snap. Snap's actually pretty nice too with the Ogre. I could see Snap 4, Ogre 3 being really strong.
Yeah. I like that.
But yeah, Nyx is good too because it's Gyro and Tusk even.
Yeah, like the Snap's better for the lane and Nyx is better for overall, I think.
Where's Batrider been?
I don't know. I liked him when Dark Mago played it. That was pretty good.
True.
He must be getting played in other regions a bit more. He's nowhere in South America.
I think he's still largely ignored. I mean, you always have that problem of like the Oracle and the Nyx Assassin, and they're not super common bans now, so it almost like might give it away too if you start doing that.
True.
And plus, the only other time we see the ban is if they pick Timber early. Speaking of which, Timber is still in. Just for bigger heroes, but doesn't look.
They do have the
really
5
great.
running verse though, so
Yeah.
oh.
Okay.
Didn't expect that, but nice pairing with the Ogre.
Yeah.
Whether
If
it's a 3 and a 4 or a 4 and a 5.
Yeah, they cover a lot of stuff.
A lot of stuns.
10 seconds
It's great to get some push out of your 4.
Yes.
seconds remaining.
They also, yeah, like the only stun. They don't have a lot of fast stuns on the side of Omega so far. The homing missile takes a while to cancel the Shaman, so.
Dire team pick.
And it's like they didn't pick the puck yet or whatever, but it doesn't really matter what heroes they do pick. The Hex like is good versus all those spirits, so they go for something a little bit longer range in the Lina, which I mean they could have banned, you know. Just saying.
All right, they get the Lina.
10 seconds remaining.
I think you can Medusa here if you want to.
5 seconds remaining.
Dusa or Bristle. I'm in for either. Dusa looks a little bit more conventional. Would be some nice team fight to kind of tie things together a little bit.
Yeah.
It's looking spicy.
Ah man, what am I picking before my 10th though? Do I take a 1 here if I'm inverse?
I think.
Just go like Life Stealer or something instead?
Oh.
No, okay, yeah. So they're gonna save it for the potential Dusa.
Yeah, I guess it's a flex, but yeah, it's probably gonna be middle. Or could be 4 if the Ogre's 3 and the Shaman's 5 and the Viper's 2, but oh, this is a weird draft, right?
10 seconds remaining.
It is weird, but it's another one of these like individually they have some decent options, right? There's a lot of stun here. Viper's not stuns, but he's could be pretty big damage for him.
I mean, Wiener says that you have possible flexes that like are not common. Like
it's weird, but this is also. I also feel right at home in South America with this inverse draft. I wouldn't like discount it, right?
This looks like a good Jakiro game. But oh, and never mind, Snap still in. Just pick Snap. Just go Snap 5. Gives you the Blight or the little Shredder versus the Shadow Shaman. You can lane with the Gyro. Because you need something that can stand up to an Ogre Shaman lane just in case.
I think you want something a little bit tanky. Like, is Undying too bad here? I guess they have Ogre, Bloodlust, but
I think the versus the Tiny is kind of bad. I wanted to pick it too, honestly, but it's like kind of bad versus Tiny because he'll see you and blow you up.
I want to
they could
tank.
Warlock.
Guess they could.
And they could also Oracle to just like buy the Blink Dagger and just hide from the Tiny and play that sort of style, but I think Snap's pretty safe.
5? I guess Warlock's probably the
Jakiro, Morlock. Oh yeah, right. They have the double pick, so just get the hero they don't want banned first. Now they can ban. Okay, now is there any way they can get away with the Oracle pick and just end this game? Is that possible? Tiny 1, Viper mid, just like Bowie wants, and they pick the Oracle.
Yeah, it's possible.
And Darkseer. Not worth it though. Don't throw away your whole game just to Oracle the Darkseer, I don't think.
If they don't ban the Oracle though.
I mean, is everyone? I don't think everyone will be that comfortable with the heroes that would be worth it. You know what I mean? It's like the one Tiny I think is not that easy to make work.
Especially considering Parker, you gotta give him like a hero that he really likes. Feels like he's very hit or miss depending on what he does. Oh, they do ban the Undying though. That's cool.
Just in case. Fair enough.
It's a good call, I guess, Bowie. I'm surprised, but.
All right, so I'm gonna get into Parker's head here. So Parker is the name of that Spider-Man. So what is the chance he plays Broodmother here?
Well, first off, just make sure they ban Animage first, right?
Okay, I guess we're okay.
Okay, man, now we're good. Well, okay. Now you can go into Parker's head.
I don't know what you ban here. Like
Morphling. Bowie, just let it be.
The Morphling.
Take the Morphling into the Darkseer.
Dude, the Morphling illusions are crazy good. I don't know about that.
Yeah, that's the joke.
Oh well. Oh wow. We are actually pretty good today here. Oracle and
they banned it. They banned it. I guess yeah. The Witch Doctor's still in. Oh, the mix-up!
All right, they flexed the Giro. Like it.
5 Gyro and a position 1 Phantom Lancer. Now inverse.
All right, now it's time. Take the puck.
Do we still like the Dusa? No.
10 seconds.
Yeah, go Tiny Carry and pick something that's good here.
5 seconds.
Pucker, Void Spirit, something in there.
Like, what about a mid hero that goes Radiance? That's not Kunka.
Well, we'll see you later, Bowie. They're gonna go for the Ursa Shadow Shaman combo. So, all right, let's see the positions here. Come on, give me that core. Give me that core. Give me that core ogre, baby. Come on.
Dude, you know it's coming. You know it's coming.
Come on,
already coming. Just show it. There it is.
Yes.
Oh my god. All right, easy 2-0. Inverse got this. 100%. All in.
What?
Trent,
you guys are all in on the Parker Ursa?
Yeah. Call the bookies. 90% of my remaining shit, please. All right. On to Inverse. Let's go.
I don't care if it's good. I just have to go with the offlane ogre. Also, if Inverse wins this, I think Inverse might have a shot at going to upper division. I'm just saying. All right. Omega, these guys are supposed to be really good. Then all that's left is Binomistas. I'm hyped here.
They got push, they got catch, they got Midases getting 2 and 3 X's for days. Mengate's gonna farm and make this look competitive, and then Parker's gonna show up and put him 6 feet underground.
You know what's the play here? You buy Dagon as this Ogre Magi, and then your Dagon multi-shots and he one-shots illusions.
Yeah.
So you can or you get
the
once.
Dude, you get the Yule Scepter and then you drop it on people, you multicast the Dispel. Dude, how about that to get rid of those damn Ion Shell buffs?
Okay. So Bowie Steven pointed out to me, he was asking about the channel points, and I said, oh, I forgot about those. And so now I've decided I put all 57,600 of my former winnings on Omega.
I lost all mine betting on Beast Coast yesterday, so
I mean that's a better bet than Dogecoin, but
you're welcome to join me. You're welcome to join me, Trent, because you're about to lose it all. I think this is inverse.
I love
this
being
exciting.
Broke. It's fun working your way back up. This is easy. It's a PL pick. Game's good. Makes better.
All right. Well, game 2 upsets all around here in South America. Let's see if it continues. Gare Bear, Theban, what do we got going on here? Gary, are you ready to ride or die with me on Team Inverse? You ready to join the revolution, bud?
I kind of am. I like this offlane in Ogre. Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, Arsenal did it in a previous series. We were mentioning the build earlier on in game 1. That Hood, the Hand of Midas looked incredibly hot. And then he's got a ton of people to buff up. You know, it's not just the Tiny and the Ursa, but Slaw's Viper is also a bloodless target. Shadow Shaman does a ton of right-click damage. It's It's a real tasty pick.
It's looking spicy.
Do we have an argument
you know
for
what,
the Omega
Gary?
side? We're all so
Before
focused
we
on this
go-
ogre. Yeah, go on.
I was gonna say, before we go into this game, 50k? 50k China points? That's all you got,
30
Trent?
seconds.
My god. That is really sad. I mean, I'm
What's your
sitting
stats
here with
looking
my
like?
90,000, right? 90,000 thanks to one game yesterday on the Infamous series. That alone is skyrocketed me. One game, got me to 90k. But yeah, I think this Ogre 3, Gary, is gonna do a lot of work, my man.
Well, Slaw, the slow, sluggish Viper, unfortunately in trouble. Channel points in danger. Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, I do think the only problem right now is for Inverse is the Phantom Lance versus Ogre, Shaman, Viper is like super good. Like he actually has really good targets to just kill fights. Where that's what Phantom Lancer gotta do. He's gotta be able to snipe the supports non-stop in the game and be good matchups against them, and he is in this game. So if there's someone that we're gonna look out for on the side of Omega to like carry through the mid game, his team is gonna have to be Mingate.
And that's going to be, oh my god, he just immediately takes half his HP and burst damage from Fire Blast and the shot. But yeah, it's also going to be potentially a change in playstyle then, right? Because we've seen a lot of Phantom Lancers in South America in particular just wait until they have Diffusal Blade Manta style and then they go and fight. So do you want to see him rush Diffusal Blade, or is like Yasha Diffusal Blade? What's the kind of timing we're looking for that PL to actually start battling like you want him to?
I would like to see Yasha into Diffusal, and then not so sure if Manta's that good of an item, especially against Shadow Shaman. You might just want to go to Sanjin Yasha. But yeah, just go Yasha, Diffusal, get the shard, and then just start shoving lanes out and killing off supports with those stronger illusions.
And don't sit AFK jungle. And he's definitely got a strong laning partner in that Thugger Gyro. We've seen time and time again how much damage he can withstand, and then of course how much he can put out. Gets a pull off, which Flax is scared to contest. Now with the Ogre though, they'll be able to drag the wave around, not looking for a kill or anything, just want to reset that lane equilibrium. Well, Mingate does farm under his own tower, so we can take a look, Theben, at the other lanes. How are we going? You know, Tiny against Lina is kind of an interesting matchup. We don't see that often.
Yeah, I think top lane Hyper might be in a little bit of trouble. Yeah, he got vacuum. He's dead.
Wasn't expecting
this
that.
Viper. Yep, plus 5 Viper not doing too much work so far, getting first blooded and not dying because he's so slow. Like, you gotta really play in the lane with the Viper 5, to be honest. You can, like, you know, peek to the side in a very safe way to pull the camps, but you cannot be so far into the jungle. You will be chased down by the 4 and the 3 right now. And yeah, back to the mid lane. We've seen this before. Tiny versus Lina. Who was it? It was in No Ping versus Thunder Predator matchup yesterday. We saw the Tiny doing well in the early game, the mid game, but then the Lina, once she gets the BKB, she's gonna do a little bit better. Miggy, he is their playmaker this game. He's gonna have to have a decent laning and good rotations in the first 10 minutes of this game to be able to keep them competitive, because I can totally see Omega, if they can just get 10 minutes of farming, it's going to be so hard for these supports to deal with the heroes of Omega.
Yeah, they build up that brick wall. I mean, Miggy, he's being threatened already by Jimari. Just look at that, standing on top of the high ground, waiting for that time to come back, as we did lose couriers dying all over the map. Ogre loses his, Gyros dies, people sniping them out left and right, and top lane, the shards, trapping the Ursa in. He's getting a lot of stacks of those Fury Swipes, and it's just a level 2 Tusk, so there isn't a snowball, but the vacuum back forces the stick of the Ursa, and these slow the Tusk, or slow the Tusk, get him away from that teddy bear, but Slaw's gonna have his 3rd death of the game.
Yeah. Lissex, that level 2 Ion Shell does so much damage, and now Parkley's gonna have to wait for the Viper to TP back top lane. Salve him up.
That early point in vacuum, tremendous amount of work already.
Yeah,
they got a snowball straight in.
Oh, they're going in.
Sal. They had a cancel Sal on
this one. He's
they
dead.
Might lose the Tusk here. Yeah,
How
looks like
is that worth it? That was definitely not worth it. I'll tell you that much. The temptations got him.
Is there an argument that he wanted to die and come back to lane fresh and full resources anyway?
Yeah, but that's not how you want to die. Yours is still at full health. He could have just gone to the tier 2 if he wanted to die and come back, but now he gave away XP and gold to inverse Viper's level 2. He's killed Nether Toxin. Oh man.
Oh no. That's not what we'd like to see.
Yeah. Exactly. You want to see the corrosive skin on level 2. You get that little bit of magic resist, attack slow, which is super nice. And Slaw, he's just being soloed by this Tusk.
Every time. I mean, you mentioned it. Slow, can't really move. And mid lane, Lina turns on Flax. The rotation came into Jimari's lane, but he's able to hold out. Just with a nice couple of stuns, light strike arrays, and level 3 Dragon Slave doing an awful amount of damage. But yeah, that top lane, they also refilled the bottle. Like, Tusk dying there also got the bottle back to Darkseer full. He's able to stay up there pretty safe and sound, while the Tusk actually goes back to start stacking some camps.
Dire's structures are fortified.
What does this Viper do right now? Like, I see him TPing top lane, but with 4 deaths, like, has he done his job guarding the Ursa? Does he want to go and do something else? Like,
no. I mean, maybe he can have some impact when dropping some Nether Toxin on Phantom Lancers that can make illusions later on in the game, but as of right now, I would say this Viper was a huge fail in the lane, but obviously it has different kind of impact in the draft, right? You have it, you can play it as an off-lane, you can play it as a support, over Magi bottom, he's super dead. Oh, is he though? Hold on.
Oh, stick charges and a tanky ogre under that tower with what, 13 armor.
Yeah. Okay, here's a question, Gary. Are we gonna see this ogre eventually have a radiance in this game?
Oh, that's a great question. Well, like role-playing as an alchemist. Just tanky boy, just walking in.
Lost his identity, trying to figure out who he really is.
I'm not gonna lie, I've done it before.
Radiance.
We were playing back when we started. Oh, hang on a second.
Oh,
Phantom Lancer's shackled up. He's got Doppelganger and Strength Shred, so yeah, he's not actually gonna die. And they're gonna turn, in fact, with a snowball, shards, trap the Shadow Shaman inside of the PL illusions. Mingate does have to be a bit careful though. That Ignite level 2 doing a lot of damage. Fire Blast and the clicks coming in. There's another Hex from Flax.
Under the tower.
He's the shock on cooldown. He's on the tower. There's not enough range on the shackles. So another tag team.
Oh, the creep.
Shadow Shaman themselves. There's a lot of creeps on that creep waves. NXC. Back of Gyro's coming in. The snowball buys time for the Tusk, but Mingate and Duggar to arrive and take him down. They will surely kill off this Tusk at long last. But Arden, he can turn and hit the PL if he finds the real one, but the Phantom Lance comes out with a double kill. Viper can't finish off the job. Slaw into the trees. Mingate TPs. He's out of there.
That means he can get back to the bottom lane and look how many creeps there are. Oh boy, someone better TP down here real quick.
Dots here.
Slaw,
nobody's TPing.
Slaw, look at Slaw. He's level 5.5 now. He's so high level. After that 0-4 start.
Has that ever
it looks good for him.
Celebration?
It really does.
Oh man, they're smoking out of mid lane. Yeah,
exactly. They want to go top, get a kill onto Lissex. That would be a good target to kill, as he's been having a pretty decent time up here.
He's forced the enrage out of Ursa already. Oh, he's surging aggressively for this, but he didn't expect that. Avalanche, toss the Shadow Shaman on him. Relieve the pressure from that Ursa warrior now.
Parker, you can just go back to farming here. So Pio lost about like 10, I want to say 12 creeps there. And now the Ogre and the Viper are playing together. Slaw's gonna die just very quickly.
Bursting straight through Slaw, yeah. I mean, they trade the pos fives for each other, but it's basically a tri-lane being made up by Omega now around this PL, knowing how much importance they have to put into him.
The Ogre, though, definitely not having as much impact as the other game when he was position 3. That's because he's playing against Phantom Lancer, who can just use the Doppelganger to remove the Ignite.
Look at that tag team. Level 3 from ZXC. Shreds through him.
Very high level. Everyone in this game is very high level because they keep trading kills on both sides here.
Oh wow, Lina's level 9. Tiny with that rotation now, still level 7, and Lina's top. Ursa Flax, they pushed forward onto Lissex. Surge Jimari. Should be able to get a light strike array stun here and a straight up kill on the Shadow Shaman. Yeah, just punch him, finish him off with a Dragon Slave. Force the Ursa out of the lane as the homing missile Do they want to go for this? Jamari's pretty speedy
lane
with
too.
the 3 stacks of Fiery Soul. Mid lane here, they're catching out on ZXC Tusk. Toss forward the Viper. Straight on with the Viper Strike. As it looks like in that dire jungle, the Ursa did slip away from the grasp of the Radiant team.
Yeah, nice position 5 Viper. Viper striking. 8 minutes into the game. It's very fun to be a 5 and then be able to do this. And they're actually moving towards top, but they're gonna run into a ward here, and that could be trouble for Inverse. They see this. Jamari, I mean, they see Jamari too, though. So they're like, oh, we see you, you see us, hold on.
Look at Slaw, he really is baiting that ward, isn't he? Back and forth, step in and stutter
They
it.
both know they see each other. They both know. Yeah, and Slaw is like, okay, there's a ward here. I know where to kill next.
And then you get into into game theory. It's like, all right, there's no point either of us just standing here. Let's go do something else. Let's go push that top tier 1. Flax was thinking about defending. Ursa and Viper still here. The smoke from Omega moving into that dire jungle will finally find the Viper, and it's just such a quick kill.
He's got to stop dying on Viper, because even though he is a 5, he is feeding away a shit ton of experience to these heroes. And this Tusk is having an amazing game right now. He's got 830 gold, making his way to his Blink Dagger. And he's level 6.5 before the Tome even comes out.
Yeah, then we come back to your point you made earlier, right? There's Mingate PL. He's now able just to stay alone bottom against Yoga. Farming him. Oh god, yeah. Under that Light Strike array and a cooldown. Finally dies, and Slaw walked into this Jamari. Self-Yules has a fairy fire when he lands, but they've got a fire blast underneath the shot. Take down the Lina. And Gyro under the tower, yeah. Dragged in by Slaw. Wanted that bonus kill, but a double for Flax.
Wow. I mean, that was very calculated by Omega, but they didn't expect all these heroes to start TPing in. Lina, she did remove the poison attacks, but it was not enough with the Ogre just standing there and the Ether Shot coming out first. They had a stun ready to also save the Viper. Saw now walks top, D-wards, and he's very happy. He's got Tranquil Boots, he's got Bassi. He pretty much has his own little fountain going.
Now they throw the Serpent Wards into mid.
So bad.
Yeah, rolling in that snowball under the Serpent Wards. Flax is able to turn a lot of damage, but Jamar is there. Stun them up and trap that over in front of the shards, using that Viper to stop any further damage from him. And he just takes so much from a Dragon Slave and a few hits. Slaw with the poison attack, so starting to stack up. Snowball's coming back up. He might kill off the Tusk, and he does in fact. No one to Snowball on, while Miggy, he's come forward with an avalanche. His Blink Dagger is about to be delivered, coming out on the courier now. No more
So the whole
stuns.
time the Serpent Wards were actually hitting the tier 1 tower, not any of the heroes. I don't know if it would have been better if they were hitting heroes, because then the Ogre would have been having support in terms of like damage onto these heroes, but they did get the tier 1 tower though, because the Serpent Wards were focusing the tower the entire time while that fight was happening. Tiny. Haze has been stolen.
Oh yeah, he's under that wall. So much AoE just dropped on his head. And Slaw,
he's pinging. He's like, guys, there's a ward here, but to be honest, you were just seen by the enemy hero vision. That's why you got Yuled while you were blinking in.
That's his blink reveal, not accomplishing anything in a straight tier 1 trade. Comes out the back of it. Arcane's mech docks, yeah, able to sustain them, and they can go spread out across the map. And this has been just smoke and mirrors. It has been a distraction the whole time. 12 minutes of running around causing chaos, while the PL, who is 400, 88 CS, back into the jungle, has Diffuser Blade. Is it time to go fight for Mingate?
Definitely, he's ready for any heroes of Inverse who runs into the jungle. He's gonna just make some illusions, chase them out. He can actually kill the Shadow Shaman and the Ogre Magi quite easily. Ogre's still trying to make his Midas. He's going first item Midas this time. Last time we watched him play position 3 Ogre, he had Hood. This time he's going for the straight Midas. And it's kind of slow. You know, it's only got 4k net worth, 13 minutes into the game. Doesn't feel too good. It looks like he's probably going to die again with the twos rotating towards bottom. Bottom tower also being quite healthy. Not quite healthy, like just a little bit below half, and
defendable.
Glyph has been used. Yeah, defendable. That's the word. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, I was just looking back at the Dota buff to refresh my memory on his build. So it was the Hood, Midas, Ether Lens, then he went Greaves as well. So it was kind of that kind of Leshrac, you know, kind of tanky build.
Yeah.
Buff up the rest of your team, as well as scaling out with that Hand of Midas.
I think the big discrepancy here right now is the Lina and the Tiny. If you just check out their net worths, it's 3,000 gold ahead. Yeah, and that's pretty much their entire lead on the side of Omega.
Yeah, and Nick, you know, heavily investing in that Blink Dagger for hasn't found anything in the hunt for Bear.
He senses something.
Yeah, he does.
Oh, no, actually, I don't think he senses anything. He just realized that all his camps are already dead on that side, so he's going over to this big camp here. But then he senses something might be up here. Okay.
And there is a Radiant Obstacle. They'll see Parker now. Under tier 2 though, and it's the reverse smoke now coming in. Inverse, moving from that bot lane through towards mid. Gyrocopter probably going to be that first point of contact. Yeah, they spot him. Blink, avalanche, toss. Burst that onto Thugger.
Alright, Ogre's got enough gold for a Midas now. I mean, this is only level 1 multicast, so we can only see 2x casts, but once he's level 12, we're gonna start seeing the Midas counter going.
There's 3x's going. Another jump in. Tiny.
Oh, again?
Wanted that Lina. Jamari's about half HP, but Miggy just gets turned off. Burst into oblivion. A certain wall of shackles on the dark seer. Lina's being focused. The wall is dropped. The next pop, but the Ether Shock. Vacuum back that Viper. But Lina for Tiny. You know, it feels not too bad.
Ogre.
The trouble is, Ogre died as well, yeah.
I honestly, that's not even that bad. Considering how farmed the Lina is, and she's level 12 and a half, like the Shadow Shaman and Viper got a bunch of experience and gold there. I think Inverse should be okay with that, even though they did lose their position 2 and 3 there. They're probably not okay with the Midas on Ogre being off cooldown though.
Well, he's dead, yes. That's a good point. Yeah, thinking about like what Lina offers you and what Tiny offers you, you know, Tiny with that Blink Dagger, he's always going to be able to make the jump, catch people out, while Lina, we know that she's incredibly fragile, and until she finishes that BKB in about 1,000 gold, that's always going to be an option for Tiny just to make that jump onto her.
Yeah, we want to see the Tiny just constantly toss Lina into his team, and I think if even with the BKB on the Lina, it's not going to be easy to just get that BKB out before the toss comes out, especially if it's coming from like smoke or you're focusing somebody else. And if that toss goes on to the Ursa, even if you do BKB, you're still gonna die. Ursa don't care about no BKBs.
He doesn't, and he's got a Blink Dagger now, I believe.
Yeah, it's a good, very good item decision here from Parker. This allows him to be able to be more mobile and ready to fight.
Oh, they find Flax. That Light Strike array catches him in the trees as that cooldown also found him. I thought maybe he could have slipped away, but good little pick off there, and Pop keep shoving that wave out. Top lane, Phantom Lancer kills off Arzen. Ursa knows where the real one is, but he's got Doppelganger in a second. Slows the Ursa with the Diffuser Blade. Broken by the Nether Toxin as NXT goes into the wall spot, and the damage coming through. Slaw just obliterated. And Tiny with the top
Mingate is so low.
But Mingate, that's the focus. They've got to kill the PL, but they can't chase him down. He's too speedy, and they can't even get the gyrocopter. They back him back. There's the jump. Finally bringing that gyro down, but Tiny gets turned on, and the trade no longer looking good for Inverse.
They only lost the 2 supports on Omega. Mingate stays alive. He gets a nice kill. He's gonna get a Manta very soon. So he has pretty much a 17.5 Manta here. That's very good.
That's something we haven't really touched on too much. You know, Ursa and PL, they have been, you know, racing towards their items, both hitting timings very nicely. I'm sure there's a big gap between Lina and Tiny in comparison. But if we think about the Ursa versus PL matchup, how does that actually go? Park has Battle Fury. PL is going to have tons of illusions.
Yeah, I think the PL... This is something about PL. It's not about the carry matchup for that hero. The hero is all about killing supports, deleting the backlines, and then making these carries essentially useless if you have to go on them by burning their mana. And I think the PL isn't really going to be focusing down the Ursa unless it's just to burn mana. Where the Ursa is sometimes trying to find PL, especially because Inverse don't really have any other heroes who can deal with it. So we're going to see Mingate constantly running away from the Ursa while the Ursa is trying to chase the PL.
Look at that jump. Straight off the Swan and the cooldown Light Striker Ray. Raining Hellfire down upon the Viper and Ogre. That's 5 heroes from Omega with a DD spawning at Roshan. It feels like go and pop your head inside.
The classic Roshan double damage outside.
The Nahas effect.
Who's gonna get this? PL or the Lina?
I think
Lina is a little bit more
honestly.
vulnerable, but the PL is gonna be frontlining a bit more.
And she did just get her BKB. I think it's a toss-up, honestly. It will be the Lina in the end. I guess it's like you said, she is still very fragile, and she gets avalanche tossed or hexed up, right? This Ether Lens Hex can catch her pre-BKB. Using the Ursa. Gets his enrage off before the Light Striker Ray hits, but they've got tons of chain stuns coming in from the Tusk and Frogger. The home missiles there. The shell's not going to block him, but a snowball forward. The Light Striker Ray, Laguna Blade, and Parker's dead. Invert's trying to toss them around. And a good little Fire Blast does get the Tusk down. Serpent Wards and a Shackles on the Gyrocopter. Small's focused though, and the Phantom Lancer, it's his time to shine. Joins the fight. Jumps in onto Miggy. And we'll get a Light Strike around to Flax. Darkseer focuses him. Mingate just running this kind of recon mission, zoning out the rest of the Dire squad. Arzen and Miggy both back in their base, and Mingate, he's just giving chase. He's going to kill off the Ogre here by his own tier 3. There's nothing to stop that Phantom Lancer right now. Arzen gets back to the tier 4s, pops his hood, and they're tossed back on the PL. Miggy can't finish anything though. Not without your Ursa.
Yeah, they need the Ursa. He's the only one who can actually deal with this Phantom Lancer right now, unless it's like super late game where the Tiny has items. But the rate Miggy is going at, he does not look like a core hero right now. Kind of like a position 4 Tiny at this stage in the game. And I think that's what Inverts are struggling with. They don't really have the secondary core. So if the Ursa dies first, like what we just saw, then it spills a lot of trouble for Inverse.
Yeah, it just feels like they have no way of handling Mingate right now. And when he gets his heart, it's only going to get even more difficult. They need some kind of smoke hex. Like, really, the Shadow Shaman is that prime initiator for them. Sure, you've got Avalanche Toss, but you need that instant initiation from the hex to catch out.
Yeah, he's bought the Shard and Tranco Boots and another Windlace instead of buying the Hex, though.
Jumari gets the Light Striker Ray down, and Tiny, he's made this jump, might be giving his life for it. He's trying to slip away with his phase boots, and another strike going out. Jumari slowed down and broken, but he's going to take the Tiny down. And Slugger arrives with a rocket barrage. Arzen pops his hood, still has the hand of Myers off cooldown, but as soon as you see the PL, they lose the mech, the heal from Lissax, they shackled, they got a Serpent Wall down from Flags to Shard, but it's just not enough to sustain coming out of Omega. Heals up that Jemari Lina, keeps them running forward, and kill after kill leaves only the Ogre and the Ursa alive.
Yeah, they also got the Ion Shell Aghanims for Darkseer.
Nice.
So they can just use that onto Phantom Lancer or the Tusk, and these heroes are so much tankier now too. You can see Parker, he went bottom. He just wants to finish his BKB before he fights. And Omega, they're not letting go. They feel like they're so strong right now. They don't need to really finish any items to be able to fight. Just keep running at them. Arzen doesn't have a TP. It's kind of stuck up here. Yeah, oh yeah. They know.
They're gonna chase him. Yeah. Hello. The Lion Shell tickling away the Ogre. Tiny Tombo onto the Darkseer. He doesn't have mech, but he's so tanky with his Iron Shells on him, they'll just punch into the Ogre. Now Tiny's stuck. A little bit of Nether Toxin coming out. Ursa arrives, swipes down onto the Tusk. He's going to battle the PL. They got the Lina. Shackles. Yeah, Jemari under the shackles and the Serpent Wall just tends them there. Bursting Lina down, and Ursa, he's out of mana, out of HP, but the enrage still comes out. Mingate, Doppelganger again off to the right-hand side. Lissax trying to TP home. It looks like the PL's first death of the game coming, though. With the shackles, they secure it.
Omega, I mean, the moment that I saw them just chasing to this Ogre and the Ursa running from mid to top, that looked so bad because it's way too deep. It's under trees. You can't break all the trees down at once. Thank you, Ice Frog, for making trees much harder to kill. I can see right here, like Darkseer, he could just use the vacuum, break all the trees down, but it was a little too late. And then the Ogre Magi does die, but all these heroes are kind of just stuck up here. You can see Lissax so low health. He doesn't want to run into the Shadow Shaman, so just chilling up on the top left corner. This PL is fighting 3 versus 1 under the Nether Toxin, can't really create new illusions either. Then the Ursa comes in, and it makes life so much more difficult for the Phantom Lancer. And the Lina, that catch from the Shaman onto the Lina was huge. yeah, just dropping the Serpent Wards on her. You got the Shackles, even more Serpent Wards, and Lina just pretty much got soloed. She bought Scotty. Wow, that's a new one. Not even Boots of Travels, just straight Scotty after BKB.
What's the reason for that? Is it double melee cores on inverse?
Yeah, I think it's good. And more HP, right? Makes them incredibly tanky.
And I guess if you do want to go, kind of go flip back into the right-click build. 30 damage, went for the HP, probably go for the Fiery Soul stacks. Dragonlance queued up for the Lina. But we could see, Daedalus, MKB, something like that from her as they smoke into mid. There's the jump from the Tusk, straight onto the Tiny. There's no way you're saving Miggy here. Oh, he pops his invis, but yeah, there's reveal. Sentry's down. Clear out some Serpent Wards as well for good measure.
So this next Roshan, still a ways away. Ursa gonna queue up the Shard now after buying the Basher to make him tankier. Yeah, I do think. Yeah, it really depends on Phantom Lancer. If Mingate focuses illusions onto the Ursa and burns away all his mana, then Parker's gonna have a really tough time. But if they like delete 1 or 2 heroes, for example, Gyrocopter or even the Darkseer, like the Darkseer can get caught out using his surge on his ally and just lingering in the middle of the fight, and then you can see some potential for inverse.
It really does feel though that this Flack Shadow Shaman is the key to unlock the game. Oh, he's got Blink Dagger,
really
BKB's queued up. Whoever
he's gonna scale pretty well.
He's the solo killer now. Usually we look at this Tiny and think, yeah, he's the one that jumps and bursts people, solo kills, people like that. Flax is the one that's actually running around solo killing cores.
Doesn't have the Shackles total damage talent though. I really like that one. It's very nice on this hero. It's like your Shackles do like 500 damage, something ridiculous when maxed out.
Super nice. Omega. Are they gonna just walk past each other?
Looks like it. They're gonna see someone bottom soon. They're gonna see a Serpent Wards bottom.
Shadow Shaman shows, yeah. Do they want to go high ground and force them to come back, or do you want to go and meet them? Omega feels like they want to fight.
Yeah, they do want to fight, it looks like, but if they fight into the vision, this could be really bad. Jamari going in first, his smoke's gonna break. They see him.
Just TPing down there. They jump out with the Shadow Shaman. Viper being focused, but the jump from the Earth with the BKB. He's also got a Basher going, but he doesn't land any big hits on Jamari. And with the wall dropped, they burst that Viper down with the Laguna Blade. Now the PL giving chase. BKB wears off from the Earth, so he has to turn, face the Phantom Lance with his Enrage. And that Battle Fury, but it just doesn't seem to be enough. The rest of his team have given up.
Super dead.
They are not fighting. They're hiding in the trees and TPing.
Has that ever been cause for celebration?
Wait, who did Flax drop his Serpent Wards on? I did not get to see. Was it on the tower?
I think it was on the tower, yeah.
Ooh, that is rough. Dropped Serpent Wards on the tower when a fight is about to break out. I mean, Ursa jumps the Lina, but she's already BKB'd, and then she got glimmered up by the Gyrocopter, got out. They do get the Tusk, though, but using your Ursa for a Tusk does not feel good.
Oh, that,
and you can see the tanky build right from the Scotty too. Oh, what is it? 45 seconds? Okay.
Exactly.
Same time as Ursa.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, what were you saying? Sorry, the tanky build?
Yeah, so it's really good, as you saw in the last fight. Like, the Ursa stuck on the Lina, but she's able to just walk away with more than half her health. So
I can't believe she's got 3,000 health.
It's a lot. And doesn't have Boots of Travels. Like, that's what's mind-boggling to me. Jamari doesn't have Boots of Travels. He's the kind of guy who's very greedy, who just wants to split push and get so much farm. He just leaves it at Brown Boots.
And he's still top of the net worth. If he had Boots of Travels, probably could have, I think, 25,000 or something, 20k net worth at this point. Oh, hello. That's a big catch on Jamari. Can they keep going? They can't. But they get through, what, 2,000 total health? They're going to get away with it? Flax, he can't TP, or he can blink and TP in a second.
Oh, no way. They got away with it?
Oh, is it time to run into Roshan? Go and scout it out. He is alive.
They threw it to second instead of getting the guy out at first. Jeez, they just focused the Ogre Magi. The Shaman is right on top of them. these two are like equally good kills. Actually, I would say the Shadow Shaman is a bigger kill than the Ogre, just because of how annoying he's been in every fight.
Yeah, I mean, whether it's his pushing power after a fight or shackles and hex during it, he offers so much. It looks like Phantom Lancer is in the pit.
Yeah, but Roshan is kind of slow.
It's incredibly slow, and it's on the wall on that Ursa with the Light Strike Array, and Rangers vacuuming back up, claps down to the low ground, but a focus on the Tiny. Phantom Lancer trying to burn through Miggy's map. Ooh, the Viper. Jimari just finds the two targets with a double damage rune. The Shackle's now coming out. Long range from the Shadow Shaman. But Flags is being surrounded. 5 Omega heroes all around him. Kill off the Serpent Wards, and it looks like after that 3-kill streak in a row for them, now you can just head back into Roshan. Oh no, they won't.
Got DD. They want to go high ground. Ursa does not BKB up. And this could be a real quick racks here. I mean, Miggy does have a toss back though, but with all these illusions on this tower, it's so annoying for Miggy to find the angle.
Seems impossible.
They're communicating who they could go on. They're thinking about Lissex. So Lissex has a load absorb. And it's gonna...
Omega actually scanned Roshan because they didn't see the Ursa, and they were like, if we're pushing high ground, maybe he's sneaking it. A good thought. He wasn't there.
Yeah, that would be the worst thing that could have happened for Omega, right? You take mid-racks, but you lose Roshan for it.
Yeah.
Completely not worth.
Especially second Rosh. So we're going to have Aegis, Cheese, Shard. Who's going to get what, even?
Lina, Aegis again?
I guess so.
Shard for the Phantom Lancer.
That's the way it goes. Shard and Cheese for Mingate. Aegis for Jmari. Try and reset. TP back home to Fountain with those Boots of Travels. The Hurricane Pike completed now on the Lina too. And they've already got top lane pushed in pretty hard. As the Radiant squad could move up there and go for another set. But they want to pick off first. Shard's not quite latching onto Parker. Phantom Lancer sending some illusions up towards the Ogre. This Ursa is out of position though, it feels like. He has to blink away. I don't know if he was angling for a little snipe pick off on someone, but realizes that's not an option he can take.
It's gonna sit in this high ground right now, control the mid and bottom area. I mean, you already got the mid rack, so they can kind of just commit high ground. Again, they gotta be careful with the tiny toss back. Anyone but the Phantom Lancer getting tossed back could be really bad, and Shadow Shaman needs to be ready behind the tiny. He actually wants to snipe heroes in the back instead. But I feel like a toss back onto the Shaman would be even better.
Onto Jmari, but the Lotus Orb, Flax can't do anything. He has to buy back. That Lotus Orb saved Jmari, and it bursts through. Slaw Flax, a double buyback in fact, as Arzen and Miggy both drop inside the wall. 4 heroes shredded. Now Ursa on the run from a couple of PL illusions and an Ursa illusion. And the rest of Omega just focused onto buildings. It's a 5 versus 3. Tiny can pop back into the fight, but they tap out, they call it.
Wow. Jmari was so fast to like turn onto that Shadow Shaman who was in the back and then through the trees. And he just snipes him off, and Shaman had no potential. Like the toss back wasn't there. And they just want
is under attack.
This'll come in handy.
Radiant's bottom tower is being subjected to extreme violence. Radiant's top tower is under attack, and not in a good way. It would appear Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower is under an extraordinary amount of stress. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's structures are fortified. There appears to be some sort of magic at work. Radiant's top tower is under attack, and not in a good way. It would appear Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower has fallen. Surely that was intentional? Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen. If that's the proper term for it. That is it. Sorry, I just noticed that Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower is under attack.
we venture.
Dire team ban.
Juggernaut. Okay. Well, Inverse, I like these bans. You can't let Jamari have the Lesh. Weird to see Gyro make his way up there, but they go for the Tusk. Is Enigma going to be snatched up here? Has been banned.
That. It's my favorite hero.
I don't think so. I don't think it warrants a first pick. It might be something in the mid, like, you know, somewhere around there. It might come out if it looks good versus the particular carry, but I don't know if it's that worth it.
It really feels like they want to target Parker first of all. They don't want to give him his easy heroes. So they would rather give Arzen his Enigma than give Gyro or Jug to someone. Okay. Mars is open if they want to go for that.
So who has won all 3 games? Or both games so far.
Tusk, right?
Gyro and Tusk, right?
Yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
Gyro's banned, so Tusk Inverse has the advantage.
I'm actually going to win game 3. Thank you everyone for tuning in. It's a well-fought battle here. I would like the... Oh, do I want the Mars? I don't know. My brain wants to just say Mars. I think I want Mars.
Mars is good.
I'm okay. I know it. You know, game 1 didn't go so hot for them, and they're still hesitating on the opener. This is kind of interesting. They could theoretically like puck. They really wanted to like mix it up.
If you're Inverse, I think you just want to make sure Parker has a good lane, because I feel like all of the other carries that are decent against Mars are gonna get banned.
Very interesting they took that long.
I mean, Lifestealer hasn't been getting banned. He might still make it through.
He was banned game 1.
He got banned game 1 when they
Oh, did he?
Mars.
Okay. All right.
But he actually got banned by Inverse at that point too, when it was the same setup.
Oh, true.
They go Death Prophet instead. Oh, some good team fight here.
Instant AA ban.
Nice
I'm slipping in that AA ban.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, I mean, it's because we have a Death Prophet, right? We're definitely not gonna Huskar.
Now that would be cool.
Thought.
If Inverse go Oracle Huskar in this next phase, I would love it.
I mean, I like this AA ban because you either force a Huskar ban, so you trade ban for ban, and you still have a Death Prophet, so that's a win. Or they don't ban a Huskar, and you have the chance of doing so. I think Inverse, I think cheesing is, you know, a good way to deal when you have this mid player that is more experienced on the other side.
I mean, if I'm Omega, I'm thinking about either banning or picking Oracle. They have first pick at the beginning of the next phase, so they can leave a broken hero in and snatch it up. There's the troll gone.
Okay.
All right, but what if this ends and they just straight up pick Oracle or Huskar? What do you do?
I don't think they can Huskar first, but they can Oracle.
Omega just takes the Oracle and they're like, okay,
10
easy.
seconds remaining.
Yeah. Then you Huskar on the side of Inverse.
Yeah, exactly. See, that's my point. Then it's not as nice.
Oh, then
Like, I don't know if like now I'm stuck with an Oracle.
Oh, I was gonna say then you just pick Lena, but Inverse are a step ahead. All right, yeah, this is.
You take the Viper
they're
now?
banning Ursa. All right, guys, what are we doing here?
Okay.
All right, there's an Invoker. Not quite the same page. Everything just says Huskar.
All right, a lot of
Timber,
J-Murray bans here. They also took the strike out.
Timber's looking kind of nasty for Inverse.
Oh yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
Who
all
else
these
sure
heroes are moved.
Ooh, Puck. Okay, into an instant Void Spirit. Understand the Puck ban.
I mean, I just want to play Huskar now.
Nah, they're gonna pick Lion.
Come on.
You ready? Here it comes.
I guess they could Void Spirit 4 and the Snapfire 5.
Or do they go back to Old Faithful and take their Ogre?
5 seconds remaining.
I like the Oracle too much.
This spell is nice. Even versus Void Spirit, get rid of that shield.
The W, really strong versus Snapfire, Mars, and Void Spirit.
Toads.
Yeah, and then you're still just threatening with it. I mean, you might as well, honestly. And you have a Death Prophet. The Oracle's still just going to be good.
I mean, yeah, it's perfect because, all right, they Oracle inside of Inverse. If Omega picks Huskar, you just pick Timber. And then, like, it's the freest Timber game I've ever seen. And Omega's draft's not even good if they go Huskar. Okay.
They're going Grim instead, though.
All right.
Going for the Inkswell plays.
Grim Bloodseeker, it's coming. You guys ready?
Bloodseeker, you think, huh?
Triple silence.
Abba's still in. This looks like a potential Abba game here. Mind you, and that makes them really vulnerable to the Timber, is the only problem.
Reminder that you don't dispel the bug with Abba.
Yes, true. But just good.
Yeah, he's
Just good hero. I think on top of that, you can also go for the offensive dispels too, if you want to do like the Inkswells and stuff.
Radiant team pick.
I mean, they have Snapfire to get rid of the bugs too, which is nice. And yeah, they're okay. Offensive dispel. Wow, the SD comes out.
interesting. Huh.
A weird hero right now. He does
Can you
a
dispel
lot of
tag
damage.
team, by the way?
No, undispellable. No.
Dota. Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
I think we'd be seeing Oracle to counter that guy if that was a thing.
Yeah, that's true. That's right.
Oh. Okay. The Lonely Spirit.
Wow. That's very odd.
I'm surprised. Now,
I don't
Are they gonna try and sneak in like a mag or something here?
10 seconds remaining.
For
Inverse?
5
I don't know.
seconds
Then you're playing
remaining.
Ember safe lane against.
I don't know. Well, I'm just thinking like, why Ember? Because the Ember is a bit weird here. There's nothing that
super
says
weird.
Ember other than covering for a PL, and they literally just ban PL as I'm saying that.
I
And
don't
it's
know.
like PL
I
and
don't-
TB, right?
I don't think Ember necessarily wins versus Void Spirit mid. At least before all of the nerfs, Void Spirit would usually crush him. It doesn't synergize with Grim. Doesn't tag team works with a lot of
it
this.
synergizes with Grim a little bit. He gets good value out of the Inkswell, but yeah, it's nothing.
They need to
it's
ban
nothing
Lifestealer.
special. Yeah, this is
Inverse of Lifestealer is really good here.
I don't know. This is really awkward.
It might just be comfort pick, and they like the tempo that Ember Spirit can play at.
I hope that it's Snap 5 and Shadow Demon 4.
Yeah, me too.
I really like that play with like the arena setup. The other way you can do it is that the Snap's 4, but the SD just goes for level 1, which is what they'll probably do. I feel like they're gonna end up picking Luna, and Inverse are gonna pick Lifestealer, and that's our game. You guys ready for this?
How does Snapfire mid fares against Ember? You just
Put the Void Spirit as a... But then what do you do with Void, I guess? Put him 4?
4, Shaman 5.
Mars 4.
I think if you just max Lucky Shot versus Ember, he might just take a lot of damage against that. And you don't really die to the Ember because you're tanky as hell. They're probably not gonna do that though. I think J Marie is a pretty...
I mean, do you ban like Luna? Are you afraid of any illusion heroes with the Shadow Demon? Do you ban Terrorblade?
Dude, I'm telling you, that's what's happening. They're not gonna ban it, and then Omega won't ban Lifestealer, and we're gonna have Lifestealer versus Luna.
Yeah.
Don't bother predicting anything else.
I think you pick Luna, you ban Terrorblade. No.
Zara, you were close. They banned it themselves. So do they want Slark?
Ooh.
For
a Bloodseeker ban?
For Inverse, yeah. With the Grimstroke.
I mean, it's also kind of good versus Lifestealer, I guess.
I don't know, melee carries in general are so bad versus Shadow Demon, but yeah, it might be decent.
I mean, Medusa's in.
Radiant team pick.
Inverse could look at a Medusa. There's the anti-mage ban.
Oh, they banned the AM. Medusa?
Yeah, Invoker and
Grim's
Medusa
so
now banned.
bad. Like all of their other heroes don't really synergize Medusa, but now it is a really good Medusa game just because of the AM ban.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
I think Chaos Knight would also be kind of cool, but I don't think it's gonna happen. That hero is not well loved outside of a couple teams. Just pick Lifestealer already. I know, it's in the Shadow Demon, guys. That makes no sense. He has rage and he'll just get ultied. I'm just telling you.
Like, Lifestealer and Slark are my big two right now.
Slark again. I don't like Slark against Snapfire. I don't know. Everything seems bad. I think Inverse
Yeah,
they
I know.
trapped themselves in a pretty bad corner. I gotta be honest. Just pick Luna and.
Hey!
Ah, no. All right, this is a much better pick, as Boy was saying.
This one was high on my list as well. This is really good team fight now with the Death Prophet. You've got some setup with the Grimstroke. I think this Ember pick is really just a tempo thing. It's a space creator, right?
Yeah, I mean, it syncs well with the, or it synergizes well with the Inkswell, without a doubt, right? It's kind of like a mini version of the Ion Shell, where you get Inkswell and you run in, you do a bunch of damage, you have tags you need to help out too.
Yeah, totally.
They got plays.
So it's just peel around the Dusa. You got Snowball Save, AoE Silence from Death Prophet, and Grimstroke.
So if you're Omega here, do you Terrorblade because they don't really have that much burst, or do you Luna?
Terrorblade into Ember is kind of bad though, isn't it?
I don't know.
Can you Morphling? The Ember Classic?
Yeah.
Like you don't even have to
But I
put
want
it...
a safe laner versus DP.
Well, yeah. You can
Nah,
safe
I
lane
like
the
the
Morphling.
Morphling. I think if they can play it, I'm not sure. I've seen me got to play it.
All right, the real pick's Monkey King or Slark.
What?
Oh, they do go back
they
to the
killed Luna. Why'd I jump off ship?
All right, I'm all right. So I know I said at the very beginning, I'm a man of my words here, Trent. All right, I'm all in on Inverse again. However many things I have left now, I don't even need to save the 10. All right, I am all in, baby. I'm shoving the chips. This is the shove. Inverse are taking this. We're gonna get yet another upset here in South American DPC. This Dusa is gonna deuce all over this Luna. What's up, Trent?
Ah, God.
What you got now?
Well, Luna, I mean, I'm sure they saw this pick coming a mile away. I guess they didn't ban it though, because they were more concerned about their own hero. Good choice, I guess. With the Medusa coming, how good is Luna this game? What are their other 4 heroes gonna do? This is a 4-hero versus 4-hero battle.
I'm nervous. I mean, they have
going
some
with Omega.
options.
I think that
Luna
they have a
is
lot of.
little weak, I think. The Luna
If anyone gets
class.
disrupted, they just die, which then translates into if anyone gets Yules, they just die. They don't actually have the best saves outside of the Snowball, but the Blink Dagger doesn't come on the earlier end. They got decent stuns for Miggy. It's not great, but it's not like horrendous.
Are you worried about this Dusa timing though, when they can just start running up and sieging tier 2s when Luna's not ready to do much yet? Because you got the Death Prophet to make that even faster.
Potentially, but I also still think Omega's a better team. So I think that the concerns of the Dusa are outweighed by my confidence in their players instead. And I think Omega are going to do it.
Fury, I think he has the right idea here. We have 2 things to look at. The carry matchup, which I think is on the favor of Inverse. I think Medusa is better than Luna. And we have this Ember vs Void, which is definitely less on the favor of J. Marie than he was in the last game. So let's go Inverse.
So we do have a pause. Trent, I want to point out the real cherry on top here, right? What did we say at the end of game 2? You got to pick a lane where Miggy can at least break even, if not win. I know Void Spirit has a slight edge, but he is a platinum Ember Spirit. Okay, this is Comfort Town Deluxe.
Wow.
Inverse maximizing their chances. All right, Gary, Theban, first series of the day, another 3-game series. What do we got here? Ember versus Void. Which side of the coin are we on?
Yeah, I mean, you took the words right from my mouth. You know, as soon as you loaded into game, I saw that platinum Ember Spirit for Miggy and potentially a good laning stage for him. But honestly, Theban, the thing I'm most excited about in this game is we finally get to see Luna versus Medusa. We've talked a lot about the farming speed, the farming rate, who's the best or the worst carry. Which way are you leaning? Because Luna has had some good performances recently.
Well, I know which way Trent leaned towards. Let's see if he, can put his points where his mouth is at. And I'm gonna lean towards the Dusa because I actually believe in the Dusa this game. You got the Luna, who doesn't have the highest win rate. And I feel like this hero just has to do so much to be able to carry a game. That being said, you got the Shadow Demon Disruption. It's like a different kind of a Luna here, right? It's actually a combo Luna, which we don't see generally. So we'll see how Thugger deals with this. The illusions can be quite good. But Ember Spirit, I feel like this hero is incredibly potent against Omega's lineup right now. That's my biggest worry for Omega. Like, how are they going to be able to lock this Ember down, apart from just the Void Spirit using and remnanting him? But if Miggy ever gets to like that Maelstrom BKB, he's going to be unstoppable in the fights.
Yeah, we hope he doesn't go for the Kaya Sand or anything like that. Just, I think, like you said, Maelstrom BKB probably the best option for him. But you're right. The ability to get into that back line, cancel out Mortimer's Kisses, you know, stop the Shadow Demon from getting some good saves. So much maneuverability from him, and that's the kind of hero you want, the playmaker, to create space for Medusa while, you know, she is farming. As we look into that mid lane, Miggy already getting up in the face of Jemari, taking the brunt of that right-click damage and the Resonant Pulse. But the Spirit Bros up against each other. Definitely going to be an interesting lane matchup as Ember does take the early CS lead. See if he can get some denies in there as well.
Yeah, it's going to be just a farm fest in this mid lane, and then we're going to see, obviously, the rotations onto the side lanes with the Spirit Bros. It's all they do. I don't think, maybe Inverse can have Flax rotate to mid, possibly, but it's most of the time going to be a wasted rotation. So, we're going to be taking a note of the side lanes here. Thugger taking so much damage.
Yeah,
this is a really scary lane.
Team.
Yeah, I think Death Prophet Tusk has become more popular now, and it's so potent. Luna, good thing she is ranged, slightly ranged hero. You know, she can make some distance to the DP, farm on her own, but Luna likes to win lanes, and I don't think she's going to be able to win this lane.
Yeah, because we first saw it from Beast Coast doing that Leshrac Tusk, you know, the ranged hero plus the tag team. Now, you know, DP definitely come into a prominent position. Looks like they will be able to reset their lane as that Luna drags
Thugger again
in the tower though, but Thugger out of position under the tag team, disrupts up the DP. Lucent Beam holds back the Tusk. Shadow Demon will survive and still has a salve there to play around with. So a bit of calm now in the top lane as the DP is going to try and clear through their large camp. How's bottom lane going? Mars and Snapfire up against the Medusa Grimstroke.
Yeah, this is gonna be also a farm fest. I think Omega are the ones who have some kill potential on bottom, where Medusa is just focused on shutting the lanes out. Slaw. Oh, Zika.
Trying to cookie down to low ground. But now that's Cookie used defensively, and the salve and everything else as well. While up at top lane, Flax and Arzen back into action onto Mingate. Thugger gonna TP back into lane to defend the Luna with the disruption. And they will be able to turn onto Flax here. Might have to shard himself away from this because the damage keeps coming with these stacks of poison. Oh, is Thugger not going to go committing for it? Oh, I thought they could have him. Just let him escape.
Yeah, I think Thugger having to walk back to bait and TP back in has made Mingate feel very uncomfortable here. He's only sitting at 11 last hits in this safe lane.
Oh, Jemari. Miggy still has that flame god going for a second or so, but the Remnant and the tower aggro. Miggy, oh god, the water room bubble charge is not enough. Miggy outplayed or misplayed up against the Void Spirit, and that's not how we needed that lane to go for Inverse.
Exactly. I mean, mid lanes, like these 1v1 deaths should never be happening. That means the other player 100% messed up in some way.
Yeah, they're gonna catch Thugger top, finish him off with a final punch. So yeah, that whole sequence of events, feeling pretty bad for Mingate up top, but you know, even worse for Miggy in the mid lane. That means also Jemari is going to hit level 6 much faster, half a level ahead.
Definitely.
4-minute rune coming.
Bottom one.
He'll grab it under the nose of Miggy.
Jemari also trying to kill this neutral camp so that he can hit it even faster than Miggy would expect. He's about one creep wave actually away from getting level 6, and we might see a lot of pressure being put onto Miggy, especially, yeah, he just popped his flame guard right now. I think in about 30 seconds we're gonna see some action middle.
I think it's that first kill, you know, can snowball into a second one. That is it. Jemari hits 6, makes the move onto Miggy. He's still got that full bottle though. Yeah, flame guard up. It's just a threat though. I mean, what are we looking at? Still about a third of a way towards level 6 for the Ember Spirit. And he needs that before he can really rotate into one of these side lanes. We could potentially even see Void Spirit move bottom. The wave is pretty close to that bottom dire tier 1. Stick around really there in mid lane, but a cookie onto Medusa. And nothing will come of that.
He's got a decent amount of mana. She's good. Yeah, it really depends on like where the heroes of Inverse are gonna be in the lane for the Void to actually TP in. We see a rotation top now from the Ember. He's gonna be the first one to go.
Yeah, Migati's already incredibly low. Tag team, Crypt Swarm, final Sleight of Fist, kills off the Luna. So in fact, it's just a completely different story, right? Miggy's the first one to rotate and Jamari just sticks mid.
Yeah, he just got that level 6 and went with it. I think Jamari, he's like playing more of that calculated game, right? He doesn't want to TP somewhere, use all his resources just for one kill when he's already dominating the mid lane. So he plays pressure. He's doing a lot of damage to this tower right now, but Miggy, you know, he sniped that carry kill. Miggy's playing more for his team, the way that he's rotating. Sometimes, you know, playing from behind kind of makes your decision making a lot easier. Because you can't really pressure the Void, so what can you do? You gotta try and do something on the sidelines to help your team out.
And it gives you more options. Regen are in top for him as well.
Oh, rewarded.
50.
Yeah. Rewarded for his plays. And to see me, Jamari, like... Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, you think about these side lanes, and you know, Medusa's not been under that much pressure. Her farm, you know, it's not tremendous, but she's not been killed. This aggressive lane, Snap and Mars, we expect, you know, a fair number of kills in the first 6-7 minutes, but they've not actually been able to do that.
She's even doing some stack right now. This is a 4 stack. Oh, okay. Alright, listen, a position 5 kill is nice, but how about a 4 stack for the Medusa at 6 minutes into the game, Gary?
A large camp as well, yeah. That's huge. And what, level 1 split shot, just that 3 points and Snake helping out.
Yeah, they don't even notice that it's actually dying.
Mars doesn't even make a move.
Yeah, he finished.
What's the Snap doing? So Snap is stacking back in her own jungle, so building up triangle, ancients, and large camp. It's gonna be there. And Arena missing the spear. Starting up onto Lissax. His first ulti.
Nice play.
Yeah, not working out for him, and it looks like Snap's keeping up the top because this aggression just keeps on coming. Arzit has got the exorcism out, Fugger down, and with the Void Spirit coming in here, Jamari Astral steps and can move in again. Good little cookie and little shred will bring down the DP and the Tusk. Jamari also getting involved finally with his rotation, while it looks like Miggy was walking up there, but couldn't quite connect with the rest of his squad.
They get the back-to-back Shadow Demon kills, but it doesn't really matter because the Void Spirit, he snipes off the DP while her Exo is out, and now I don't think the DP is going to be able to take this tower until that Exo's back up again. Meanwhile, Miggy was able to get a bunch of experience mid. He didn't really make the play on the top. It was too close to the Dire tier 1 for him to make any kind of rotation. This next rune is going to be big. Where is Miggy going? Okay, Zika's already here.
Cookie.
50-50 top. Just an illusion.
Does get the slight chains on the Snap though. Ether Remnant coming. Oh, he doesn't finish the job on Snap. She gets away.
Fairy Fire.
Very close.
That was a Fairy Fire, right? I think he had one.
I didn't.
Blinked and didn't notice, but I heard something like a Fairy Fire go there, so.
A little bling.
Yep. Calculations.
Relinquishes the lane now to Jamari. Amber's gonna zip back in and actually smoke up with Flax. They want to
find the Luna. They saw her. Yeah, with the ward. There's a huge kill.
They ping the exact camp she's on. Well, she got Treads, Fairy Fire, Possessed Mask, Remnant in though with the snowball, catching.
Shadi was coming.
Can we get saved with a bubble? We can. Buys a bit of space, but the flame guard's still going to burst down the Luna. The trouble is they've been stuck here for quite a while, allowing Jamari to respond, and there are no more remnants to send. Spirit will pop his wand, but he can't get out of this.
One remnant now.
Cooldown. 1 second. Yeah, jump down to the low ground. Poison up to 3 stacks, 4 stacks. No, oh no. Yes, rid of them.
Jamari.
One. Another
He's got the remnant.
Oh, good chase. The face boots away. Mega.
So much space from getting killed. They make Jamari use all his astral step, and they still get out with the Ember. Meanwhile, top lane, DP has been... Yeah, okay.
Down to the bottom tier 2. Oh, mana shield. Oh, Mars. Oh no. Oh, now they wrap around and onto Snapfire. Oh man, that was so close. It was almost as if Parker was baiting them with his mana shield off, and then turns it on at the last second, and they get the tier 1 tower. They defend the Medusa, and that past 30 seconds, perfect from Inverse.
Yeah, That is crazy. I mean, that armor and the HP regen under the tower, you cannot underestimate that one bit. He was going for the big fish there, Gary, and he got caught.
He did. He got dragged under. I mean, they had a ward that spotted the Medusa, but that's now been dewarded by Slaw. So jungle gonna get stacked up even further. Nice little spot for the Medusa there to farm a couple of camps simultaneously.
Yeah, we look at networks right now, and Radiant are looking so good. All 3 of their cores are well farmed. Jamari making a smoke play with his double damage rune. He wants to find the Medusa. Slaw is gonna break the smoke here. Is he? Oh, yep.
Tusk and Grim, both frontlining. Trying to snowball onto that Jamari Void Spirit. They get the back of the brace, but the kisses are coming. Take down the Grim Strike, landing on the Tusk as well, but the punch on the Thugger as this Medusa. They're just standing at ground, clearing through some illusions. A good arena. Spear misses though. Lissex a couple of whips in a row as Sexy caught up with a tag team, and this DP Exorcism chasing the Mars. Dissimulate will get the Void Spirit up to the high ground with another Astral Step. Miggy, I don't think he wants to give up on that, but with no remnants, he has to.
They popped the Exo.
How long's the Exo going?
Mid-tier 1 tower. We got about 15 more seconds left on that. I don't want to out-ping it just to check.
It's tempting though.
Tempting indeed. But I don't think they should be able to take this tower. You just do a little bit. Yeah, Derek will support. You just back off here, I think, because the Void Spirit wants to fight you, and you won't have your Exo up anymore. You've already done your job pressuring.
Under attack.
Yeah. Luna is just like AFK farming. She can't fight at all, right? Look at her build as well. No Eclipse. Just wants to focus on that. And there's still 2 cores on the side of Inverse that are more farmed than this Luna right now.
And it looks like Miggy
sucks.
is going to try and catch up as well. Burst through Lissax. So now even your Ember Spirit's ahead of the Luna, yeah? 5,000 net worth about to be cracked, so that's Maelstrom about $1,000 away for Miggy.
I think Omega are just way too split on this map. They are not connecting with their cores and playing together and taking these objectives. Inverse, they took top tower. Ember is more active than the Void Spirit. Mars is just doing plays by himself. Omega are like discombobulated right here.
Yeah, even in the last fight, right, we saw the kisses and then the ulti from Mars. You kind of want to be comboing up these together. And they're going to spot out Arzen in the forest. Yeah, Demonic Purge.
Oh, wow.
Arzen, really? Is he going to get away from there? Well, Jamari, what happened to him?
Got bursted with the Tusk tag team, the chains, the punch, and he's also going for a Kaya first item, Gary. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. That is a problem. Yep. Especially against Ember. Like, I think against Ember, you have to go duels. Plus, there's no setup on his team. Like, I guess Shadow Demon Disruption into Remnant could be a setup, but SD is in no position in this game to go in first in an engagement.
Yeah, Disruption is a defensive spell this game so far. It has to be.
Yeah.
They do smoke into mid with Arena ready. Inverse not going to offer them any core targets though. Slaw, Flax, the only ones really trying to show anywhere on the map. They've created a nice little spot there for Parker to finish off Manta style 13.5 minutes in, as it will just get delivered. And this is the real period of the game where, you know, Medusa starts to hit that stride. She gets to top speed, can start running down these lanes. It becomes incredibly difficult to stop her.
This is
interesting. Flax is blocking the midway with shards.
Yeah, just holding it off. Wait for the creep to reach somewhere closer so they can push it out in a safe place. And yeah, this Dusa is gonna become incredibly farmed. I mean, I don't know. Luna's trying to catch up. She can farm faster, but against a Dusa with a Manta.
Oh my god, look at how fast she is. Hasted Dusa with Inkswell, yeah. Well, how is she so bloody speedy? They're going to catch out the Luna on the right. Megate throws out the clips and the kisses coming from the Snapfire. But again, there's just no team cohesion. There's no arena. There's no disruption. You know, there's no Void Spirit there. They're all split. Very desperate
like
fight there.
Desperation Eclipse, right? How many times do you see plays like that in a game and then you think, oh, this team knows what they're doing? It doesn't happen. She has level 3 Lucent Beam. She just popped her Eclipse with 4 heroes on top of her. She's gonna die in like a second later. You can see the psych, you know, of Omega right now. It's not looking good.
It really isn't like that. They're all playing different games. Like the fact that Luna was there to begin with felt a little bit odd. I'm trying to kind of connect up with the rest of a smoke team. Yeah, I mean, Flax, he's moved forward. Grandma gonna get caught out with a slight chain. Silenced up as well. And Miggy outputting a tremendous amount of damage right now with that Maelstrom.
Flax is safe too.
Yeah,
they
good.
dropped the purge on him and it doesn't matter. It didn't do anything.
And now you're kind of just relegated to defending this high ground triangle. Hold out for dear hope that Mengate's Luna can get some more farm. Oh, the Yule Scepter up with the arena. They're catching out the Ember Spirit, but a good silence in the snowball. Inkswell as well. The Sharks trapping the Mars inside his arena. Miggy's dropping low, but he's got a Remnant to try and escape. They do get the disruption down, but Shadow Demon burst. Mengate turns on the Ember Spirit, but it's a double for Miggy. He's had a grand game after that first blood, that death, the solo one to the Void Spirit, seemingly meaningless at this point. Does zip out away from the Snapfire now. Her and Jamari will get away from that team fight, but a 4v5. Inverse go with 4 heroes, they battle, they win, and the story's still going to be the Medusa. Completely free farm and closing in on 10k net worth at 16 minutes.
That was 4 versus 5, and Inverse just demolished them in this fight. You know, they popped the Exo, you go on the Shadi, when you go on the Luna just, again, can't do anything. This hero with 7,000 net worth is not a real hero. This hero needs like 14, 15,000 net worth before she can actually be able to man up and fight. The hero is all about winning lanes and farming really fast to these item timings and then being this raid boss, and she can't do it right now.
Sitting mid. Do disrupt her. Maybe a turnaround potential with the kisses. Good silence from the DP, though 3 heroes caught up in it. Slaw going to be the first casualty. Ours and DP still on Mengate. He has got like pushed into the they do get the huge kill on the Ember Spirit. A killing spree for Jamari. Tusk snowballing with a DP back onto the Mars. One more touch, and I'll finish him off. But then he hits the Remnant, drags him under the tier 2 tower now, and that's Flax gone as well.
To get something on the side of Omega, but again, your Luna is dead. 1 and 5. She's not farming. Oh man. 1,000
gold swing. About 2,000 experience advantage there in that single team fight for them. But you're right. The fact that Luna dies makes it feel not worth it at all when this Medusa is literally just sitting and farming, well on her way towards Butterfly. It looks like is the item of choice after the Manta.
It's gonna make her farm even faster as well. I think the Scotty might have been a better decision. Just be the super tanky hero where you can just run down a lane, but the Butterfly is nice against the Shadow Demon illusions as well, if the Medusa ever does get disrupted, so they don't hit you.
Oh, Omega, they want to group up and fight with their teamfight ultis. They spot the Medusa, but they've already lost their Shadow Demon.
It's got mana shield.
Medusa's not even dying. Exactly. She loses, what, half her HP, the majority of the mana pool, but gets the Stone Gaze off now, and they've soulbound up. The Void Spirit with the Mars. Jamari, he'll Astral Step away. The final touch is coming. Flax with the shards, and now the tips come out. Void Spirit demolished. Chase onto the Sex Mars, but there's also a dive towards the Snapfire. Arzen and Miggy pair up to kill her off, and Lissex is snowballed upon. Doesn't have a Yules, doesn't have a blink, sorry to save him. He's going to Yules, and that's in. It'll only delay that certain death of the Mars. This time, I mean, the Luna doesn't get involved, and Mengate is alive, but the remaining 4 heroes all dying. And even a buyback from the Shadow Demon. But Arzen maybe getting caught here. Soul Catcher Eclipse. Quite a good amount of burst damage, even not even using the hood there. Maybe could have survived long enough for the rest of the team to come. Like Miggy and Flax were coming in on that left side.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really Yules against the Shadow Demon disruption either. Like, I kind of understand the Shadow Demon because you can purge the DP's Yules, you can also purge the Ember Spirit, but it just doesn't feel like the entirety of Omega's lineup syncs up really well.
Can you just spell
it's like
the barrier?
Man, you're putting me on the spot here, buddy.
Sorry, yeah.
Let me think.
I was just wondering, like, DP didn't use it, and I'm now wondering the reason she didn't.
I swear you can actually purge it off. It's like hood or pipe, one of those two. I'm sure one of our, panelists got us here. They'll let us know in like a second or something.
Twitch channel,
which one you can purge.
DP just going to TP straight back into mid. clear that wave. Think about Roshan with Exorcism ready at level 2. Maybe if they kick off a team fight and find a pick first. The 2 heroes Soulbite. Both supports caught up. The arena though, stopping the Medusa and DP from chasing. Thugger just gets blown up by Flax, and the jump from that Remnant, Ember Spirit on their head of the snap, but pretty low on mana pool. Trying to slide a fist and finish the job with just pure right clicks.
Lissex
Will finally be done. And what's up with Lissex? Oh dear.
also
with the ghost and now it's a Roshan.
Exorcism. Yep, and they got lots of time on this DP. Just gonna give the Aegis to the Medusa. She can just run down mid lane. She's got the butterfly anyway, so ulti orb's gonna be coming out.
1-0 Medusa, 240 CS.
Luna is farming bottom. See, the thing about this game is, no matter how you look at it, Luna can't just stand her ground and trade with the Medusa 1-to-1. Because 1, Medusa's ahead of your net worth, and 2, she's got mana shield. So in order for you to get ahead, you need somebody else to stand right beside the Medusa and the Glaze just non-stop bouncing, which probably won't be happening. And she's still like, you know, ways away on this Luna before she can actually keep like fight into the Medusa. And I fully expect
Stone Gaze as well.
Right. So, and if you pop BKB on the Luna, she's gonna pop the Stone Gaze. You're gonna trade 1-for-1 for those abilities, and that's it. And Luna without B can't engage either. Like, no matter how I see it, the matchup just wasn't there to begin with. So the Luna pick itself just feels so awkward.
I think it comes back to what you're saying, right? The win lane, snowball, accelerate, be ahead, and then you don't have that threat from Medusa anymore. But they're just going high ground at this point with that Aegis on her, and Lissex. Cookie doesn't save it. He's going to turn with the God's Rebuke inside the arena, but dead for 40, spending his arena with no kisses follow-up, and high ground still breached here as Parker just plants himself with a catapult behind him. Blinking away at that tier 3 tower. Will disrupt and create some Medusa illusions. Ether Remnant drags her in as well, so they are chipping away at Parker little by little. But now you've spent your arena, your kisses, and you haven't even popped the Aegis. And if they can make a jump, like if Mickey spots that Shadow Demon, he's just going to go straight on to Thugger. Silence onto the Luna, Soulbind as well. Thugger moves forward, disrupts up, but in comes the DP, and now the BKB from Miggy with that Inkswell. Stung them up, they'll use the DP into the air. Turns the Spirit Siphons. That feels like the game's coming to a close, honestly. Boys, where it's gone without buyback. The Snapfire's going to get burst down. The Spirit Siphon Ghost just keep coming. Death Prophet shutting them down, and the Mars who just respawned is like, where's my team gone? What am I meant to do? Lose the top lane of Barracks. Okay, they can't go mid, they can't go bot. There are tier 2 still standing. But the Medusa factor is just going to be the systematic maneuver from lane to lane. And if you can't stop them the first time, I just don't see a chance to do it the second or third.
I mean, they're gonna hold out. They want this Luna to finish her butterfly. Maybe they can get a fight going. It is game number 3 after all, but Inverse is looking so clean right now. You got the Solar Crest on the Tusk. You got the DP frontlining with her Exo. She's got level 3 Exo as well. Her XP is through the roof this game, keeping up with this Medusa even.
Oh, Mingate, don't get caught down there. Arzen was looking to like cancel TP.
He's got that BKB TP.
Yeah. That's true. You've got to press the BKB first, and we've seen some players struggle with that. And Arzen, he's toying with this Luna. They're wrapping around behind her. Snapfire spots them coming in. There is a TP from the Luna. Doesn't BKB, but it looks like he'll be fine anyway. The Snapfire not so fine. Snowballed and rolled upon by Miggy and Flax. Fake popping the Walrus Sponge and give the kill to your Ember.
They're taunting. They feel good. You know, Inverts are like feeling it right now. Are they on a win streak, Gary? Or did they have a loss like the game before?
I think they're on like a 1 series win streak, I think.
Yeah, I mean, this is huge for them. Like, if you compare them to season 1, these guys, they look different, man. And I feel like this is what the DPC was meant to do. It was supposed to make these teams that struggle, that are not that good, these players, you know, who just want to be pro players, and help them evolve, get stronger, and you can see it right here. If you ask me at the start of the season where I would have placed Inverse, it was dead last and losing to every single team, especially Omega. And right now, they're looking so damn good right here. I mean, it's not like it's 100% chance. What's win probability? 99. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
They started out with that interesting upset against Incubus. They 2-1 Incubus.
Yeah.
And then we started to watch them lose 2-0 to crewmates and then 2-0 to the Beanamistas. Then they beat Latin Defenders. So it's been a real rocky ride for them. You know, upsetting and then being upset themselves. So it's difficult to place them. Oh, Amber. Oh, hang on a second. Jimari, that's gets away. That was a little bit tight though. Void Spirit creating space on the map. Aghanim Scepter, Kaya Sanj on him. So he's reasonably tanky. And they've lost all of their tier 2 towers, all the outer towers now. You can see Parker's positioning just in that mid lane.
It would appear Radiant's top tower is under attack.
The purple build, Gary. Look at the Void Spirit. It's so aesthetically pleasing, to be honest.
The Arcane Rune, it finishes it, right?
Yeah, the Arcane Rune, exactly. So nice.
That's what makes it.
Things so purple and blue.
Beautiful. What's not so beautiful for Omega though is the fact that both of their lanes. Oh, hello.
He got pulled up.
Speared onto the tower. They've got a soul battle of swords coming in. Flash is so tanky. He's just not dying to the kisses. Level 1 Mortimer's kisses. They use up onto the Mars. They got the arena down onto Arthur and Miggy, but he BKB slides. And while this is all happening, they're hitting buildings. Tier 3 gone. Focus the barracks. He's going to run it away for a second. Set as the DP exorcism. Still got about 10 seconds to go. They focus the Medusa. There's no Aegis burning through the entirety of a mana pool. She pops her Manta style. Parker's about to die though.
Oh, got her mana back.
Well, they're going to finish her off. Medusa dies. Inverse also
not bad.
Getting a couple of heroes dropped by that Jimari Void Spirit. Like they kill off the backlines as well. Arzen, Flax, Slaw, all brought to their knees.
Yeah, I mean, I think Arzen just went a little too aggressive with his Exo, and he lost so much health with the Purge putting on top of him, and then he couldn't really front line anymore. Then they get that nice spear again. This all started with Jimari just pulling the Tusk up the high ground with his Aether Remnant. They got to be a little bit more patient on Inverse. Like, don't throw the Soulbind right away. Just let the fight develop a little bit. Let Omega hard commit into the engagements, and then you throw the Soulbind out. That's right beside the Dusa, so she can just stand her ground and fight. But once like all the spells are on cooldown, then the Dusa still stuck around to fight. She got speared up, and everything went downhill from there. And all of a sudden, there's a little bit of life in Omega here. That 1% just became 9%. So
big boost.
Dota Plus. Yeah.
How does the Mystic Snake work with Soulbind? Like you mentioned, use the Soulbind when they kind of commit on your User and you can turn around with them. Do you get both snakes back to you?
Well, I assume it sends out 2 snakes, so you should get double snakes back. But I think the biggest thing is just to be able to hold them down so the Dusa can right click and not have the Dusa run to the Soulbind in order to do anything. Right? Let them commit into you first, and then you throw your spells out. That's the whole point of being like that immovable wall.
Oh, that's a huge item neutral there for the Medusa. Paladin Sword picks up.
Oh yeah.
Now that lifesteal, spell lifesteal as well. Chains onto Jimari. He's going to get Phantom's Embrace dislodged with a nice little dissimulate and jump away with the Astral Step. He's gone very deep there. Silenced and killed. Didn't get his BKB off. Dead for 60 seconds, and the turnaround, it's coming. Roshan respawned 1 minute 15 seconds away, so thankfully for Inverse, they don't have to contend with a sneaky fast Roshan take by Omega. But this map could start becoming pretty small.
He did not dodge that cookie and instantly got punished for it. And you can see Omega, they really had the damage to be able to delete one hero here. And we talked about how Luna, she needs this 14,000 net worth to be able to do stuff, and she's been hitting that now. You know, she's got enough items.
Yeah, soon on a Satanic. It would be nice to see them go and shove these lanes. I mean, they're getting some good ward coverage down, some good vision, but they're not making any real pressure on the map.
Medusa again.
Remnants though, Medusa, mana shields up, but the BKB delivered, down to half HP, and they're going to turn and find where the Stone Gaze going inside that arena. They'll burst through Lissex eventually, and the DP with that BKB of her own goes straight towards the Shadow Demon. Ghost going, Yules to cancel the TP. A couple of good pickoffs as Flax trades out for the Mars. Grimstroke down as well because J-Mari is still stabbing into the back lines, juking around, dissimulating away, but they've still got slight chains here to catch up the Void Spirit. The Resonant Pulse, but that's him done. Miggy gets his revenge, and Roshan is just about to spawn. Omega, they're going to have to buy back. Look at ZXC, he scouts it. Guys, Roshan's alive. We need to buy back to defend this.
Yeah, if you give this Aegis to the Dusa, you can just say goodbye to all your buildings because you're not going to be able to kill her 2 times. I don't think Inverse are going to do the same play where they just split up the team fight this time around with the Aegis. They will play together. Plus, there's going to be a shard on the Dusa too. Ooh, cold-blooded. That shard is very strong. Even when she's up on a mana, the snakes could be coming out and giving her some mana back.
They're not stopping it. They're just letting them have second Roshan.
Yeah, they don't want to buy back the Void Spirit here. It looks like plus the kisses are on cooldown and the Eclipse. They've opted to just hold the high ground. Hope that Inverse will throw the fight. That's pretty much Omega's best move here. Maybe we can have Jamari just jump the backline once again, the same as last fight. Kill off the Tusk, kill off the Grimstroke, while the DP and the Ember are going deep for the Shadow Demon. So there's some options for Omega to delay this game further.
And the trouble is, like, top rank's been down already. They've got to keep maintaining that top lane. And Gate can deal with it pretty quickly. But the idea now for Inverse is to catch out this Mars bottom. Remnant, chains, speared up. He's got a Yule Scepter and a Blink Dagger, so he might be able to jump off to the right into the trees. It's not going to work out for him. Does have buyback though. It feels like Medusa just going to be very happy to go high ground, finish off the melee racks, then go and set up in the mid lane. So you let them have bot and then you actually fight and defend mid?
You're going to have to. You got the tower up on middle as well. That can help you in the fight. 20 more seconds on the Mars.
Luna's TP situation, make sure that she does have one. Can come back into this fight as they make the jump onto the Shadow Demon. Silenced up as well. There's nothing to save Thugger. And the Miggy Ember Spirit shreds straight through him. There's the snap buyback. DP with the Ghost going. They're diving tier 4s. Miggy comes out with a double kill on both supports. Glyph up as well, so a bit of a reset from Inverse. They did drop that Grimstroke thanks to J-Mari yet again getting on top of Slaw.
And that's a 4 versus 5 right now. This is why Omega run in there. They want to fight.
They want to go with that Mars Arena onto the Tusk, but he snowballs away from the spear. The kiss is not going to land on anyone. And look at the DP chasing the Shadow Demon, dragging the Luna and that Snapfire off the left-hand side, while J-Mari has to contend with the Tusk and the Medusa. They're going to eclipse onto Arzen, but he's so tanky. The DP withstanding all the burst damage and speeding away. Now a punch on J-Mari, the Void Spirit being focused. They've got the chains, the catch, and the lockdown on J-Mari, but he's still got Astral Step if he can just buy a bit more time. But Miggy will get another double kill. The Medusa finally outputting the damage as she stabs to the ground, and this is the battle we've been waiting for. Mingate versus Parker. Medusa versus Luna. The Satanic healing up, but the mana shield just seems that extra barrier you can't break through. Even with all the buybacks here coming out from Omega, they call it a good game. Luna dead without buyback and a 2-1 victory for Inverse.
Yep. MKB Dusa versus Luna without MKB. Butterfly being ruined as well. I mean, Omega, they try something at the end there.